Hello, 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 everybody. Oh, I just realized I don't have my audio capture on. Whoops. That was probably a very awkward 10 minutes. Uh anyways, sorry. I'm here now, and we're going to play some games. So, I guess don't worry, I've got it fixed now. It's here. It's here. We can do it. Um just give me a little bit more time here. All right. So, a little bit of background about this stream that I'm doing. You may have noticed it is now April 3rd, so I have already missed the window. But that's because I was busy. I mean, April 1st was a different day. It's not my stream day, and I was like, well, I would like to stream a game about this topic that has come up this April Fool's, because it seems to come up every April Fool's, which is invariably some big company always likes to make some really cheeky, really silly joke about how, oh, we can make ourselves like here's a fun little joke. We are announcing the creation of the KFC dating sim visual novel. Haha. Isn't that funny? Hey, what if Valorant, or I don't know which one it was. What if we had a dating sim? Wouldn't that be funny if we did that? Wouldn't it be hilarious? And then I have to ask the question, well, what's so funny about a dating sim? Is it just because, like, it's not a game about, like, fighting things and doing awesome, cool, like, combat stuff? Is it because it's for the girls? I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's an especially funny thing to me, especially since Mass Effect and Dragon Age continually get praise for having romanceable characters in their games. But I guess when you have a game that's nothing but dating, everyone's like, no, we don't like it. It's silly and funny for some reason. I don't know, Persona gets so much praise for having its social link system. But I guess we can't have actual real dating sims be anything but a joke. Even the popular ones have to be things like Hotoful Boyfriend or Dream Daddy, where it's like, it's still a joke. And I'm thinking, nah, I don't want to have it be a joke anymore. I want to show people that, like, visual novels and dating sims can be fine. So I've got myself a couple off of I've just got a couple of them off of itch.io, which is a great indie game site. I managed to screen them to make sure they were okay, because I know the reputation some dating sims can have, and I know I don't want to get hit with a ban from big old Twitch, but listen, I made sure, all right? No, nothing bad will happen. It's all good stuff here, and I got a variety of different dating sims, so I could show a variety of different things here to show people that, hey, it's a big genre. There's a lot out there, and most of it is good. Well, maybe not most of it. There is in my search for this, I did find some, like, honestly really bad ones. I'm like, oof, boy. But that's with any genre, you can find bad things in anything. So, real quick housekeeping just before we launch our first game here. Please read the rules if you haven't already. Make yourself familiar with those rules. If you would like to donate, you can by typing into the chat !tip or !donate, and that Nightbot will get you a link to my Streamlabs page where you can pay me through PayPal. I don't have any other ways of support for right now. That's about it. So, let's go see The first game on the docket here is, I am going to be, I think this one seems to be a, oh, whoops, well, my Windows capture did not particularly care for me launching that game, which is disappointing. No, okay, listen, it's fine. I have played games from this developer before, so I know they're fine. Let's actually see if it can even capture this game. It's called Two Girls Make a Game. It is... Well, now I can't hear anything. Should there be music playing right now? Okay, well, hold on. Maybe I need to get window capture. Maybe it's not understanding the game. Bop, there we go. Woohoo, we got it. Two Girls Make a Game. This was apparently made for the Ace Game Jam 2019-2020. It is by npckc, who also made the Spring Trilogy, which is one of my personal favorite little games that they've made. The three games that make up the Spring Trilogy are honestly super duper sweet and also incredibly good at covering LGBTQIA+ topics. And apparently this one was also made for the Ace audience in mind. So we're going to see, first of all, I'm going to see what I can do to make this easier. Also, I think there's just no music on the menu screen, which is different. It was made for a game jam, so probably not a whole lot of time. But we'll see where it takes us. Boop. Alright, now I'm actually really concerned here. I feel like I should be hearing something. Maybe not. Maybe this is just a completely mute game. Looks cute so far. I know. I forget what the whole string of letters is, but they make really cute games. They're very cute, and I love their art style. All right, so hi everyone. Just a reminder, the Fan Game Jam panel starts at 12. We're going to be sharing some tips for joining a game jam and finishing one, and discuss our favorite games from previous jams. 0 to 23. I'm gonna be there. My first game jam. Can't wait. I'll be there too. Hoping to find somebody to pair up with since I work better in a team. What are you looking for? Programming? Art? Art. I'm okay with coding, but I draw like a preschooler, so... I'm looking for an artist too. I have this story I want to make into a game. I can code and write the script, but I can't really put it into pictures myself. Alright, and I guess we're just popped into... We're popped into this place. Dressed like a typical Parisian. Circa 1950. She's super cute. Also, I guess there's just no music or sound in this game. I'm sorry. I checked the volume mixer. It is on full blast. It doesn't have anything to play. Sorry. Anyways, why isn't anyone replying? Did I say something weird? The chat just died after I posted. Aren't there any other artists who would want to work on a game with me? Maybe I'll post one more time in case nobody saw. If any artist wants to talk to me, I'll be at the panel wearing a beret. I came early to grab a good seat, but there's still half an hour before the panel starts. I stayed up too late last night reading fics, so maybe I'll just take a quick nap before the panel starts. Oh, she probably slept through it. Excuse me. Just 5 more minutes. Okay. Oh my god, no. Excuse me, but just 5 more minutes? Wait, where is everyone? The panel's already finished. Already finished? But it hasn't even started. I was here early, so I took a nap and... Oh, I must have slept through the whole thing. That must means I must have been sleeping for ages. Hello. Hello, Freya. Hello, Safi. We came in on a miserable circumstance here. We just slept through our game jam panel. I tried to wake you up, but I can't believe I missed the panel. I was really looking forward to it too. Sorry. Why are you apologizing? It's my fault for sleeping through it. Anyway, thanks for waking me up. What's your name, if you don't mind me asking? My name? Oh, or your handle, if that's what you prefer. I go by Parfait Party, but you can call me Ella. That's my real name. Here. This is my handle. Sorry, I'm not good at reading upside down. Wait, that icon, I could recognize it in my sleep. Are you Shiro art? Like the Shiro art? Yes. Oh my gosh, I'm a huge fan. I love all your work. Like, I absolutely adore the way you draw Azuki and Flan. The picture you posted the other day of the two of them at their summer festival was so cute that I ended up dreaming about it. I really wanted to write a story about it too, but then I thought it might be weird if I wrote a story based on your art without asking it first. But then I thought it might be weird if I just asked you. Ugh, wow, sorry. I must sound really, really weird right now, but I just can't believe you're right here in person in front of me. Since you're here, does it mean you're going to make a game too? I don't remember seeing your handle in the list of participants. I was thinking about it, but I didn't click join because I didn't know if I'd be able to. Oh? Why wouldn't you be able to? I don't really have experience doing anything except drawing. Oh, if that's the case, please, 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 would you work on a game with me? Oh, how sweet. I have lots of experience doing things besides drawing, or well, maybe not lots, but I have enough. I don't know if you've seen my handle before, but I write a lot of Azuki fanfic, and I can also do a little bit of coding. I'm actually looking for an artist, and if you'd agree to draw the art for my game, I think I might just die of happiness, but not right away, because then I wouldn't be able to see the art when it was done. So I guess I wouldn't die, but I would still be really happy. Would you please be my game jam partner? Okay. I can show you some of my fic if you like, so you know I'm not lying. It really is almost all Azuki Flan. Wait, did you just agree? It's fine if you've changed your mind. Change my mind? What? No way! I just can't believe you'd agree so easily. I think I'm going to hyperventilate. Hyperventilate? Or maybe not. I guess I'm okay. Oh my god, this girl. Ella, you need to calm down just a little bit. I don't know, we've all been there before though, I bet, right? That's good. But gosh, I really am so excited. I can't wait to start working on this game together. We have to find some time to brainstorm. Maybe we could stay here until the next panel and just talk? What time is it? 2:45? Wait, 2:45? But the fandom drama panel starts at 3, and it's in the other wing. Okay, I have to run, but we are going to brainstorm ASAP. How should I contact you? You can message me through private chat. Got it. There's so much I want to ask you, but I really do have to go, so I'll chat with you later. See you, Shiro. See you. Oh, you just ditched her? Wow, that was an amazing con. Did you not... Did you just leave the con behind? Did you leave Shiro behind? Come on, girl. I bought way too much stuff, and all the panels were so good, and I have so many good pictures of cosplay. Best of all, I met Shiro, my favorite artist ever. I still can't believe she agreed to work with me on the game jam. Oh, I'm so nervous. I have an idea for a game, but I hope she'll like it. She agreed to be my partner, but to be honest, she didn't seem that excited about it. That's not how you whirlwind gay romance a girl. Probably not, but then again, given the little context I have for this game, may not be exactly the point anyways. Snap out of it, Ella. There's no point in just worrying. Whoops, gotta get back into the game. I still have to talk to Shiro about the game, so I guess I should message her. Shiro? Hi, it's me, Ella. It was nice meeting you today. I'm really happy you agreed to be my game jam partner. Hi, Ella. It was nice meeting you too. Looking forward to working together. Huh, she seems different online. Though actually, now that I think about it, this is how she usually posts. Yay! I'm glad you're looking forward to it. I was kind of worried since you didn't seem that excited when I was talking to you earlier. Sorry, I get kind of anxious talking in person. Communicating in text is a lot easier for me. Oh, so that's why. It's totally okay. Don't worry about it. And then, like, the cutest fucking emoticon you could write. Is that what you call them now? I know they were used to be emoticons, and then emotes, and then emojis. I guess emojis are the more corporate version of this, but whatever. I think all are fine. Possibly. Thanks. So I wanted to talk to you about the game. Do you have any ideas about what kind of game you want to make? I haven't really thought about it. It just seemed fun, but I really want to make an Azuki Flan game. Yeah, we're on the same page here. Excellent. Me too. That's why I asked you. I knew you'd understand. There are so few Azuki Flan fans, even though they're the cutest couple ever. There's so much love for Azuki Castella, but like Flan is always there for Azuki, and I don't understand why people don't see it. I know. This is why my internal mission is to draw all the Azuki Flan. Thank you so much. I live for your art. I really, really mean that. Like I have push notifications set up for your account. Wait, that sounds really creepy now that I reread it. Yeah. Oof. Oh, I know that feeling. But in a totally non-creepy way. I mean, I just really love your art. It's okay. It's okay. Do not mind the grave I am digging for myself right now. Thank you. It makes me happy that somebody out there cares as much about Azuki Flan as me. Me too. Did you have any ideas for the game? I do. Okay, so for like the genre of the game. For the genre. I was thinking about a high school AU. So like Azuki and Flan would be classmates. And it could just be like one of those dating sims, except you only get to date Flan. You play as Azuki as well, and well, obviously there's like a ton of people who fall in love with Flan. Because obviously she'd be top student and teacher's pet and everything. Because she's Flan. But at the end of the school year, or some other time, if you get enough love points, then Azuki and Flan get together. Or something like that. What do you think? I hope that wasn't too much to text at once. She isn't replying. I scared her off. What do I do now? Why are you always like this, Ella? I'm going to go to bed and hide under the covers and never go outside again, ever. Oh, a new message. Untitled.png? A link? Let's see what this is. Ah! Oh, I forgot. That's not how you do just background art, but whatever. It's Azuki and Flan in high school uniforms. Oh my god, this is amazing. Did you just draw this now? How did you even? The idea popped in my head after I read your messages, and I just had to draw it. They would be the best high school couple. Exactly. Like, it would be so cute. Like, when I was thinking about what I could do for the game, this is what I thought of, and I want to play this game! Me too. I'm so glad somebody else understands. This is going to be the best game. I hope so. I'm going to save this sketch forever. Another picture from my Azuki Flan folder. Hehehe. We should think about a schedule, though. We only have a month. Maybe we could talk about the story together, and then I'll code it? I can use placeholder art at first, and then we add in your art later. What kind of art do you think you'll need? First of all, could you make sprites for Azuki and Flan? We'll probably need ones for other characters too, but Azuki and Flan first. So I know this is all supposed to be made up, but like, what even is the context of the thing they're making? I guess just whatever, fuck it. Azuki and Flan, they're, I guess, characters in a thing, and we're doing a high school AU. I guess it doesn't matter. But, like, if it's a high school AU, then I have to wonder what, like, the actual thing is. Wait, maybe this is a reference to one of npckc's other games. Okay. That's probably it, actually. I haven't played them all. I've only played, like, a handful. Other art stuff will need backgrounds, maybe some CGs, and, like, general menu stuff. I don't know if I'll be able to draw that much in a month. It's okay, we'll figure something out. Like, as long as we have cute Azuki and Flan art, I'll be happy. I'm gonna whip up a quick outline and send it to you once I finish. Okay, looking forward to it. Okay, I decided on a general idea, now I just have to plot it out. I should keep it simple, only a few cutscenes and decision points. It needs to be done in a month after all. Maybe it wouldn't be interesting if you only get to date Flan. But that's the only option I'm going to allow. Azuki Flan all the way. There could be a school festival. Azuki and Flan work together, they're in the same class. No, the same club, and they're practicing to play the best performance ever. And at the end, the school dance? There, it's still a bit rough, but it's good enough for now. I'm gonna send it to Shiro. Gameoutline.txt. Okay, here's a scrappy outline. It's still a complete work in progress, and I'll probably change it as I go along. But what do you think? Of course I'll show you in progress stuff too, and you could tell me what you think should be tweaked. Wow, that was really fast. I like the idea of them being in the same club. For a performance, would that be like a band? Because I don't know very much about instruments. Maybe something with fewer instruments then? Oh, maybe it's just the two of them and Flan is looking for a pianist to accompany her for a song she wants to sing at the school festival. That sounds really cute. Azuki signs up not knowing it's Flan, and when she finds out, she's so shocked it's because it's Flan, who's so popular and everything. Yeah, and then the two of them practice every day up until the festival. And after the festival, they get paired up to school dance or something. Not sure about that yet. I think it all sounds really good so far. I can get started on basic sprites for you to use in the game. Thanks, I'll start putting scenes together tomorrow. Oh, but if Shiro's going to draw sprites, she needs to know what size to draw them in too. I'll just put together a file with default sizes for sprites and backgrounds and other things. Image sizes.txt. Here's a reference for what the size the images should be. Ugh. It's late though, so I think I'll head to bed. Me too, Good night. It's still really weird though. I can't believe Shiro agreed to partner with me for the game jam. And she's so easy to talk to. Online, at least. I can't wait to get started on this. So it's the first day of the game jam. I have 28 days to finish a game. I'll just set up the basics first. I might not be a programming whiz, but I can do this much. Thank you, Venengine. Oh, okay. I guess that's just the project, the program name. Let's name the project. Game Jam game will do for now. I should talk to Shiro about that. I can use the GUI colors. Here's a question. Do you call it a GUI or a GUI? Because like when I say the word GUI out loud, it feels really like gross. Of like, yes. Let me expand on. Let me browse around on my GUI. The GUI of this of Blender's GUI is very good. I don't know. It sounds more like I'm in a messy kitchen than in a program. Which, to be fair, what I've known of, it's definitely a GUI. Okay, fine. Alright. Well, hey, chocolate chip cookies can be GUI. I guess that's a good thing. I guess it's good when cookies are GUI. But when, like, I don't know. I can choose the GUI color scheme, too. I'll be editing this a lot later, so the default will do for now. So, I guess I should start. I made a poster fill in as a way to log my progress, but I can't fill it in if I don't actually do anything. I could do the script, the code, the music, or the design. The A at the end is for art, but that's up to Shiro. It's day 1. What should I work on today? So this is an interesting, because if you're going to be making a visual novel, like, script should be first, right? So that everything is, like... Or should it be code so we can actually know what we can, like, work with? It's probably one of these two that should be first in making a visual novel, yeah? I'm gonna say, you know, I think maybe code, just because then, like, we'll know exactly how much space we can have to, like, fit the lines into. I know I'm probably overthinking this, but, you know, whatever. Time to get coding. I'll just put in the main events and set up the program outline. It's day 2. What should I work on? Oh, that was real quick. We just moved on to day 2, huh? Okay. We'll probably need another day to code. Set up events and triggers today, and double check them since I'm about to screw something up. Day 3. Script. Time to type out some plot. Oh, okay. Okay, alright, I see. So this is all of the... This is all we can do. And if we have 28 days... 5, 10, 15, 20... Well, we can do all 25 of these, but then Shiro has to do all the art. You know what? That's probably what we should focus on most, because we definitely need to have Shiro have, like, Yeah, that's the most important thing, because Shiro is going to need to know what the story and script is, so she can make the art. So I think we should focus on script more. How should I write this scene? It's day 5. Script. I think I could switch these 2 sections to make the story flow better. Day 6. All right, hopefully that gets us somewhere. Should we just finish out the script? Does design matter? I mean, probably. Because, like, I think it's just a general, like, design sense of, like, what the menus are going to look like, probably. I know there's probably not much in the way of, like, combat mechanics or anything for this game. But, like, yeah, I think design still matters for... So let's put in some design. This is the part I hate the most. Messing with the GUI and menu and stuff. Making the game pretty and easy to play. I'm no good at it, but I'll do my best. Yeah, see, there's some design stuff. Today is Sunday. It's been a week since the game jam started. I think I'm doing pretty okay. I've earned myself a break. Yeah, you've been working 6 days a week. I think giving yourself 1 day... Honestly, I would have said only work 5 days a week, but... Sure, why not? Just give yourself a break. Maybe I'll head to the cafe for a nice brunch. Actually, I should probably check in with Shiro and see how she's doing too. She'll probably want to know how my progress is. Morning, Shiro. Hi, Parfait. Wow, that was a quick reply. You can just call me Ella. Okay then, morning, Ella. How are things on your end? I've got the very basic framework of the game, but I'm slowly putting it together. Sorry, I'm not a programmer or anything. I don't know what that means. It means if I have a program that you can run, just nothing much is in it yet. So you can open it and see a very plain menu and stuff. Oh, that's cool. I got the Azuki and Flan sprites done, but I don't know. You don't know? I don't know. Maybe they're not good enough. Why do you think that? I don't know. I've never drawn sprites for a game before. Well, if you show me them, I can tell you what I think. Okay. Ooh, I'm so excited to see what the sprites look like. Now downloading. Still downloading. And still downloading. How is your internet situation, Ella? It sounds like a nightmare. If you have to say it's still downloading like 3 times. They're just really... Oh, what if they are huge? What if they're just enormous sprites? Just the biggest, like these are 8K sprites. Why is it taking so... Oh, wait. I forgot. Someone in my building is always downloading like mad on weekends, so my internet sucks. Oh, I see. So somebody downstairs in the building is just a torrent fiend. I get it. Couldn't be me. I would never. It's gonna take forever to download these images. There's gotta be a better way. What if I lowered the image quality first? I need them in full quality for the game, though. This would be so much easier if I could just get the images from Shiro directly. Hey, actually, just a question, but do you live nearby? Or nearby me, I mean. To answer that, I need to know where you live. I live on campus at MWU. On MWU. MWU. I'm a lowly freshman, haha. As in the university? Yeah. So that would be... Monster... Wunter... University? Hey, I would go to Monster Wunter University. Just me, personally. I don't know what it means to be a Monster Wunter, but sounds good to me. I live nearby then. What, really? I guess that's why you were at the con. It's a pretty local one. Yeah. So I was thinking, if you live nearby, maybe it'd be easier if we just met up and then I could show you my progress too? Okay, message sent. Wait, she might feel anxious about meeting somebody from the internet. We've met once in person, but we didn't really talk or anything. We can meet at the Uni Cafe. It's open to everyone, not just students, and people always just sit around here with their laptops. The bagels here are really good too, like super good. They have so many different flavors of bagels and cream cheese. I like the roasted red pepper cream cheese. Wait, what? Red pepper and cream cheese? I didn't even consider the possibility that cream cheese could have, like, spice in it. Apparently, alright. Safi swears by it, so alright. I guess I'll have to give it a shot one time. With the mushroom and herb bagel. So I usually get that. Wait, she said okay, didn't she? Let's meet at the cafe. She said okay! Awesome! I was actually planning on going there today since I haven't eaten yet. Do you have some free time today? I could be at the cafe in half an hour. Whoa, really? You must live pretty close. Okay, then I'll bring my laptop to show you what I've done so far. Oh, plot twist. What if Shiro's the person who just downloads like crazy? What if Shiro is the... is the serial... I'm still like, no, why are you going out this pandemic? Listen, I think this game came out in 2019. This was before the end times. Actually, I'm gonna make a quick go over to my page, take a quick look. Okay, so it was last updated in 2020. 2018 is when this game came out. Okay. So it's fine. I know, though. I know. I wish it could be. I miss going out to places, too. And it still feels weird. Could you bring yours, too? Or just your data if you don't have a laptop? I'll bring a laptop. See you. Wow, that just came together really quickly. Wait, in 30 minutes? I haven't even brushed my teeth! You know, you gotta hand it to Ella. She's been rocking this Parisian look for, like, the better part of a week. In fact, the entire week. I just hope that she's been doing laundry, is the thing. Or maybe she's a cartoon character who just has a closet full of, like, striped shirts and berets and ascots. I made it with half a minute to spare. I wonder if Shiro is here yet. I'm here. Me too. I have a table by the window so you can order food first. Okay, see you soon. Now what do I want to eat? Wait, do you want anything? I'm fine, thanks. I think I'll just grab a bagel and coffee. Now where is Shiro sitting? Found her. Hey, nice to see you again. Yeah, nice to see you too. Thanks for coming to meet me all of a sudden. My internet is always trash on the weekends. That must be annoying. It is! But I guess it's okay since we got to meet up here. Do you have the sprites? I put it on a memory stick. Oh, thanks, that makes it a lot easier. Let's check them out on my laptop then. Whoa, there are so many. And they're all so good! How did you finish so many in such a short time? Sorry, once I got started drawing Azuki and Flan in school uniforms, I couldn't stop. Don't apologize, these are amazing. I love them, all of them. Now I just kind of feel bad because you drew all these amazing all these amazing art already, and I don't have anything to show you. Text isn't really exciting to look at. I think it's really cool that you write, though. Huh? Never mind. I'm going. Huh? Shiro... Oh, she's gone. Did I say something to upset her? What should I do? Aw, damn, now this is like actual relationship stuff. Damn. What do we do? Do we give her space? Or do we ask her in a message? At the very least, she's saying, like, maybe we could send a text? Because she did say she is more comfortable talking with... Yes, space? Okay. I should give her some space. I must have weirded her out or something. Stupid Ella, why are you so excitable? I wanted to talk to her about the game today, too. There were some points I wanted to check with her. I guess I'll just have to message her later today. I'm home. Welcome back, Ella. How was your day? It was great, imaginary roomie. Okay, that's even more sad than I thought it would be. God damn it. I wish, though. I wish. Maybe I could just get one of those automatic voice things that say hello when you open the door. I guess I should message Shiro. Hey, Shiro. I didn't get to show you the game earlier, but since the sprites are done, could I ask you to do some other art? Hi, Ella, and sure. Wow, quick reply. CG scenes.txt. There are some scenes that I think would be better with CGs. Do you think you could work on these for next week? No problem. I'll get right to it. Talk to you later. I guess she doesn't really want to talk about what happened. I won't ask then. Thanks. Shiro sounds cheerful enough though, so I guess she's okay. Worrying about this sort of thing just makes my head hurt, so I think I'm just going to call it a day. Good night, Ella. I think I'll shelve my imaginary roomie idea and go to sleep. It's day 8. Alright, well... This is cute and all. But, like, honestly, part of what I want to be doing with this stream is, like, not really to show off the whole game. I just want to give, like, a sampling of things. Especially since, like, this game, along with basically anything else by npckc, or, sorry, I guess I should get this name right. It is... npckc. Yeah, it's npckc, and I don't want to like show off the whole thing, because according to this, like it only takes about 30 minutes, and we've been taking a little longer to play it. But I still just want to, this is a game that's like, it is a pay what you want game, so I don't want to show off everything for like such a small scale project. Like I think that's fine, and I think I've done enough to like show at the very least, like, hey, this is something that people could be interested in. It's something that's really nice. So we're gonna move on, and we're gonna check out another game. I hope this has piqued people's interest though in trying it out. Go send npckc some money to buy their games, because they make good games. I recommend the Spring Trilogy. That would be One Night Hot Springs, Last Day of Spring, and Spring Leaves No Flowers. Those 3 games form a trilogy, and they're fantastic, and I love them. But that's enough for this game. Let's see what else we got on the docket here. Maybe we'll have one with sound this time. I think we should actually get more specifically like Dating Sim E, because that was more a visual novel, and we should probably have like a dating sim game going on right now, which I think I've got something. Wait, where'd it go? I had it. There we go. Let's go with this game, which immediately caught my attention. This is, Yuki's palpitating, passionate, phenomenal, and quite frankly proficient quest for a hot girlfriend. I was immediately taken with just the extremely excitable title and the absolutely adorable art. So we're going to have a sneak peek at what this game's all about now. Also, let me know how the audio levels are now, because it is... Now that we have sound, it's maybe a fair bit more noticeable if I'm too quiet. Also, there's voice acting in this game? Didn't expect that. Sounds good? Okay, perfect. So let's get started. Camellia Academy, a private school for girls located in Bunkyo, Tokyo, Japan. It offers education from elementary school through junior college. The middle school and high school have dormitories to house students who do not live close... Wait. Please excuse me, that's the wrong brochure. I don't know if that's supposed to be a reference for something. Oh, is the game frozen? Still on the opening screen, what the heck? Hold on a second. Wait, are we... What is going on? Well, I just clicked and the preview is still of the other thing, so, give me a second. I'm going to see what I can do to fix this. Maybe it wants display capture? I guess I could do display capture. There we go. What? No, work with me. Where is it? There we go. We got display capture. Never mind. All that matters is that Camellia Academy is a private all-girl school made up of the most prestigious and elite. And hot. Sorry about that. My point is, I, Yuki last name, am here at Camellia Academy with the singular goal of finding a hot girlfriend. You know what? I respect the hustle more than anything. Actually, this character kind of reminds me a little bit of who's the blonde girl from Whispered Words? Because like that was her whole reason for That was in the first chapter of that, I respect the determination, too. Exactly, see? She's committed. But yeah, in the first chapter of that, manga, it was... I think her name was Kazama? But yeah, she, like, the reason she's at a co-ed school is because she tried to apply to an all-girls school, and she straight up told the, like, school staff that it's because she wants to find a cute girlfriend. And so it's like, nah, we're putting you in the co-ed school. It's like, damn, I'm so sorry for you, girl. Anyways, her journey starts now. As soon as I find my way out of this forest... Seriously, why is there such a dense forest here in the first place? You'd think they'd invest in camellias instead of trees given the name of their school. Oh, don't worry, cutie, we have those too. Huh? Well, that's one way to make an entrance. Do you believe in love at first sight? Or should I walk past you again? Hey cutie, do you have a name? Or should I call you mine? Yes! Wow, just immediately shooting your shot. Man, this took 0 seconds. What on earth is going on? Stupefied by my beauty, are we? Don't you worry your pretty little head, darling. For I, the great and wonderful and absolutely gorgeous, speak a surname. Is that how all of them are going to be named? They're gonna have weird last names that are just like placeholders. Like we couldn't be bothered to come up with anything else. Oh, hold on. That's important. Did you hear there was applause for a second? Aw, damn, that was too good. We'll be the one to guide you out of this horrendous maze. Yeah! I'm so sorry about my freak out. Oh, don't worry about it, sweetie. It was absolutely adorable. What is this hot girl doing flirting with me? You've still yet to tell me your name, kitten. Honestly, Spica? A little strong, coming in a little hot. I appreciate it, but also, we literally just met. Oh, right. I'm Yuki last name. Nice to meet you, Spica. Oh, honey, I assure you that the pleasure is very much mine. Are you new here, Yuki? Yes! I've always wanted to attend Camellia Academy, so this is pretty much a dream come true for me. Oh? Yeah, I've heard so much praise regarding the school, especially about the students. Ha, what I would do to get a hot girlfriend who'd go on boba dates with me. Dude, boba dates? That sounds incredible. Post-pandemic, we're going on all the... I need to find somebody to go on boba dates with. It could be platonic, it could be romantic, it could be whatever. I just need boba to be involved, constantly. Alright. I mean, I came to the school for the education opportunities to meet people from all walks of life. Please forget everything you've just heard. Aren't you just adorable? If you want a girlfriend that badly, what about me? What? I'm asking for your hand in becoming my partner. So how about it? You know, I'm gonna be honest. This is all going too fast for me. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to decline. This is all going too fast for me. Oh, is that so? A true shame indeed. Well, no matter, kitten. The two of us walk in awkward silence for a while. See, at least she knows when to back off. It seems we've reached our destination. Right. Farewell, kitten. I hope to see you around campus. She's gone. She was kinda hot, too. Well, I'm sure I'll be able to find another... But before Yuki could complete her sentence, she tripped over a conveniently placed banana peel, falling strategically on her head, inducing a coma. Well, shit, game over, I guess. Before slipping into darkness, Yuki ponders over what could have been if she had instead said yes to Spica's request. What? What the fuck? What? Well, okay then. I guess it literally was game over. Well, alright. I guess we're done. I mean, listen, I wanted to see all the other girls too. But you saw what happened. We reached the end. We slipped on a banana peel and we met our end. So I think we gotta move on to the next game. Nah, you know what? Screw it. I want to at least see the other girls. So, sure.
Yes! Definitely!
Wonderful!
I have a girlfriend now? And she's really hot too?
Well, I loathe to cut our time together short, but it seems we've reached our destination.
Right.
Before we part here, the Beautification Council Room. Come find me after school, sweetie, and we can continue from where we left off.
Yes, for sure. I'll be there. Definitely. I will definitely be there.
You really are just the cutest thing. Just ask for the president when you arrive, and I'll be right there. Farewell, kitten.
She's gone.
And there's no banana peel to kill us. Fantastic.
Coming. Hello there. How may I help you? A fluffy girl! Is this the Beautification Council Room? Have you got a request? Come in. Actually, Oh! Ah, she's dragging me in! Oh my god, her hands are so soft! What's your name, dear? Yuki last name. Lovely to meet you, Yuki. I'm Chinatsu, family name.
God damn it. Well, see, this is why I have to meet all the girls, so that I know exactly what families we're all with. We're at last name, surname, family name. What would even be a fourth name?
Here, have a seat. Oh, thank you. Where's Spica? What do I do? Ooh, is she making tea? Smells yummy. So, Yuki, what brings you here? I'm actually here to meet the president.
Did someone call for me? Holy shit. Oh, fuck it up, Spica. Hey, kitten. Told you I'd be right there with a call.
Spica! That was kinda really hot! Hello, Spica. Here, dearie, have a cookie. Tea is on the table. Feel free to help yourself. Thank you. Wow, this is...
Oh, look at that sprite. Look at that. Look at that. That's so cute. You just have a cookie in your mouth. I know how that is when I just have to try and hold a cookie in my mouth without... Because, like, listen, sometimes you gotta have your hands to get the milk, you know? But you gotta hold on to the cookie somehow. This is really good. Yummy, huh? Natsu makes the best cookies.
Oh, you flatter me.
But it's true, I never get tired of your baking.
Oh, you and your silver tongue.
Ah, that's right. Kitten, we should totally have a cup of tea before we go. Not only does Natsu bake the best cookies, she also brews the most delicious tea.
Right, yes, of course, that is a wonderful idea. Were they flirting?
But there's... Oh, whoops.
Were they flirting?
But there was no way for Chinatsu to know that Spica and I are... Sorry, I'm late. Got caught up in a feud with the cooking club. They just kept insisting for an increase in their club budget. Who am I, the student council? They really ought to use their brains once in a while instead of... Yuki? Is that you?
Think! Brain! Don't make this any more awkward than it already is! Haru?
Ka. I go by Haruka now.
Oh, yes, right!
Oh, Yuki, do you know Haruka?
Sort of. Haruka and I used to attend kindergarten together.
Kindergarten? That's an awfully long time ago. I'm surprised you still remember her.
Well, Haruka and I were really close.
I still remember when we had to put on a performance and Haruka was so nervous she wet her...
Yuki! I'm sorry, Haruka. But you were just so cute back then. Your squishy cheeks. My point is, yes, we do know each other. Oh gosh, Haruka's blushing really hard somehow. It's really cute. I want to pinch her cheeks! Girls, I'm really sorry to interrupt your reunion, but the tea's getting cold.
We don't know what Haruka's last name is yet, is the problem. We need to get around to it. You need to tell us what your last name is. Who are you? So, kitten, tell me more about this performance of yours in Haruka's. Speaker.
I was just kidding, Haruka.
My cheeks. So, Yuki, long time no see.
Yeah, it's really been a while, hasn't it? That looked really painful. So you're a first-year dearie? Yep. What made you apply to Camellia Academy? Oh, for the hot girls.
It really is so adorable. I love it.
Wait, I mean...
Isn't she just adorable?
Oh, she just put her arm around me. Okay, breathe normally.
Speaker, stop it. You're making Yuki uncomfortable.
Oh no, it's completely fine. I'm just a little unaccustomed to it considering we just got here today.
Also, I am but a useless lesbian. If we end up raiding somebody, that's gonna be the raid phrase. I am but a useless lesbian. Aw, kitten, I'll make sure you get used to it soon. What is the vocal equivalent of type smashing? I ask you. Type in the chat what you think the vocal equivalent of type smashing is. She just kissed my cheek. Aw, see, this is how I know this game is on a budget. We didn't get a CG of her kissing her cheek. What do you mean, together? Together, Haruka. Yuki's my girlfriend.
Ah! What? When did that happen? Oh, Chinatsu's pouting. That's kind of cute. Wait, don't tell me. Could she be after Spica? This is gonna get awkward.
Just this morning, Yuki was going... Sorry. Just this morning, Yuki here was going on about how she wanted a girlfriend who would take her out on boba dates. She was simply too cute to resist. Plus, I think we can all agree that I'm quality girlfriend material.
Yeah, you really are, huh? No fair. Oh no, it's not fair that you get to go out with Yuki just because you got to meet her earlier than me. What do I do when she confesses to Spica? I'm horribly with confrontations. What if she threatens to murder my family?
I don't think that's that kind of game, Yuki.
I want to date Yuki too, before drowning my pet goldfish.
Oh, drowning my pet goldfish, that hit me for some reason. Wait, what? Yeah, that's what's gonna be the thing.
Huh? Me? You want to date me? Yes, I do. Who wouldn't want to date a cute cupcake like you? Cupcake?
Me too. Huh? I would like to date Yuki too.
Ah!
Holy shit. Hey, you guys, you can't just come in and talk about stealing my girlfriend. Especially when she's right in front of me.
It's because ours are so warm.
So we can talk about it when you're not around?
No! Why don't we let Yuki choose? Choose what? Who to go out with? Well, Yuki, I can make you as many cakes as you like for the rest of your life. Cakes.
Hey, no bribing!
I could get used to this.
Tough talk for the one who used Yuki's desperation for her own benefit. That's not what happened at all. I was simply in the right place at the right time, wasn't I, Yuki?
Yeah, sure. Whoa. What's this? It feels really soft. Yuki, I've been told I give really warm hugs. Soft and smells like sunshine. Again? But such a relaxing scent.
You're not the only person who can give hugs around here, Chinatsu.
Wait, why is everyone hugging me? Not that I'm complaining. Haruka really does smell nice. Kind of like flowers. A speechless Spica. What a rare sight to behold.
Usually it'd be impossible to shut her up.
This hug feels really nice.
That's it. Whoa! We're gonna let Yuki decide on her own.
Decide what exactly?
Who to date? I'm so sorry, kitten, but from this point on, we are no longer girlfriends.
What? Huh? What's going on?
Here's what I propose. We each get a day to court Yuki however we want. By the end of the week, Yuki will have to choose between the three of us whom she'd like to date officially.
Ah! Sounds good to me.
I see no problem with that. Then it's been decided. Let's call it Yuki's palpitating, passionate, phenomenal, and quite frankly proficient quest for a hot girlfriend. Otherwise known as 4P. I like the alliteration.
I think it's cute.
And Yuki?
Yeah.
And this is the story of how I managed to get a hot girlfriend within the first hour of my high school life, have her break up with me, and have 3 hot girls ask me on consecutive dates all in a day. As well as the beginning of my singular goal of finding a hot girlfriend. A truly chaotic mess, really, but not an unwelcome one if I'm being honest. Alright, well. That's quite the setup, huh? A part of me really wants to keep going with this, but I think maybe I should switch over to something else, just to, like, show off more variety. I don't know. What are we all feeling? What are we all thinking? I think this has a bit more going on than 2 girls make a game. I don't know. I just don't want to be, like, showing off everything, you know? It depends, I guess, on, like, how substantial the dates are. You know, I can keep going with this one for a little bit. And then we can swap in after 1 date each, I think? Yeah, I think that sounds about right. Get to the halfway point so that everybody else still has a reason to go get the game themselves.
Today is my date with Spica.
Well, not that she really called it a date. It's more of just meeting to get to know each other better, but I mean, if she wants it to be a date, I most definitely wouldn't mind. Whoa there, kitten. Yes. Perfect. You gotta have this pose in a typical Yuri anime. Like, it's by law. Looks like you fell for me once again.
What's happening?
You want to be careful around campus, kitten. Plot convenience banana Holy shit. Plot convenience banana peels are known to make their own merry way around school. Aw, shit, so it's something that happens to everyone. We were not the first person to fall victim to this banana peel and fall into a coma. Such strong Ouran High School Host Club vibes. I know, right? Oh my god. You know, Ouran's alright. Ouran's alright. But, could it have been gayer? The answer is yes, and now it's gayer. Although it did allow me to hold your adorable self in my arms, so I'm not exactly complaining here.
Okay, yep, this is what heaven feels like.
Well, down you go, kitten. As much as I would love to have you in my arms for the rest of eternity, it would be inconvenient for both my arms to be out of service for our date today.
Oh, right, of course. Wait, did you just say date?
Of course, kitten. Or did you perhaps not consider our outing today to be a date?
Oh, no, that's not what I meant at all. I just wasn't sure if you'd consider it a date, that's all.
I'm glad to hear we're on the same wavelength. Now, let me tell you a little bit about morphogenetic fields. Well then, shall we begin our date?
Yes!
So, I take it you like boba?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, holding your cookie in one hand, in just your mouth is one thing. To hold a boba cup by just the straw? That's impressive. That takes real jaw strength.
I enjoy sweet drinks in general, but the chewiness of the boba just really speaks to me on another level.
Oh, you really are the cutest. I'll make sure you get to enjoy all the sweets you'd ever want in life. Of course, their sweetness pales in comparison when you're around. I don't know how you have that expression and still manage to hold so tightly on your boba cup through just a straw. Also, we seem to have entered a dimension where everybody else who isn't a hot girlfriend is just this amorphous blob.
seriously, what is such an attractive girl doing with me? I am unworthy with a capitalized U. Yuki the unworthy. That's me. But this is really nice. Just strolling around the mall with a friend while drinking boba. There's something truly relaxing about spending the afternoon this way. Speak as sparkling as usual. Wait, no, I have to think that's just the light reflecting off her earrings.
Oh, I didn't even notice. She does have a lot of earrings. And they are very sparkly looking. I mean, they are celestial bodies. Also, she has stars for pupils. So that's also something to take into consideration. Come to think of it, I'm kind of curious about her earrings. Something wrong, kitten?
No, it's just that I've been meaning to ask you something.
Go ahead.
Why stars?
Why... Oh, you mean my jewelry? Are you a jewelry woman, kitten?
Not really, I mean, I think they're really shiny and pretty.
Wait, was that a reference to... What is this a reference to? A jewelry woman? Really shiny and pretty? Whatever it is, I don't get it. Haha, I'm just messing with you. But if you want to know the truth behind my earrings, you gotta listen to my sappy protagonist backstory first.
I've heard legends of the sappy protagonist backstory.
That's how you know you're getting close. Sappy? Just messing with you again. Well, my earrings mean a lot to me. I'm named after one of the brightest stars in the sky. My mother really enjoyed astronomy, and so I took after her in that aspect. Her dream was to go to the moon. Not sure how realistic of a dream that was, but that's just what she was. A dreamer. Look, this symbolizes my mother, and this one me.
And the moon?
Yep. Just a way to remember her by, I suppose.
Is your mother... I'm sorry.
She's even having a sad expression while having the boba cup in her... While having the boba straw in her mouth. That's impressive. Why do people always apologize? Well, this isn't the appropriate atmosphere for a date. Let's go play some games, kitten. There's an arcade down there. I was just about to make a joke of, like, 1v1 me in Street Fighter, but apparently we are literally just gonna go to an arcade, so fuck it.
Yeah! Spica, she doesn't seem to like somber moods. I feel bad for bringing up such a topic, but she seemed so wistful in that moment. It made her seem much more real in contrast to her usual flamboyant character. Somehow, this makes me want to know her true self better.
Oh my gosh, is that a duck wearing a bunny onesie? That is quite a whiplash. Anyways, I believe so. Excellent, perfect. I forgot crane games are also in arcades. But those aren't the most fun ones. I mean, come on. You're never gonna get it. They're always rigged.
Spica, look at his tiny arms and feet. That shiny beak. No, those fluffy ears with a hint of pink. Spica, I think I might actually die from how cute this is.
Oh, don't go dying on me now, kitten. Do you want it?
Do I want what?
The duck plushie. You're practically glued to the glass window. Though I do admit, it makes my heart flutter seeing your adorable self obsess over it.
Oh, the ducky. Of course I want it, but claw machines are known to be a waste of money. That's all right, though. I'm sure I can find it somewhere else. I doubt it'll be that rare of an...
Allow me to get it for you.
Item, I mean... Huh? Wait, where is Spica going? Oh, no. Is she exchanging cash for tokens? Spica, come back. Claw machines are rigged. I'm sorry!
See, dating sims are good. Here we are playing a protagonist who very well knows how bad claw machines are and is trying to save her prospective date from realizing that misery firsthand. She knows. See, that's how. See, this is how you know. This is the socialist reading of Yuki's 4P, because this is how you realize that ultimately claw machines are yet another tool in the machine, capitalist machine that expects you to throw your money down into the garbage, essentially wasting something that could be useful in other situations for the hope of trying to obtain some sort of material item. But what it really is, at the end of the day, it is a machine that is designed entirely to be as difficult as possible. It is not for the actual acquiring of the item. It is in fact it is only buying the chance of obtaining said item, and therefore it is creating this extra barrier of entry towards getting something like a cute plushie doll that you could just buy anywhere, but it tricks you into thinking that maybe you could get it for less with just a little bit more effort. But in fact, they are designed to take even more effort and thus costing even more money. So truly, what I'm saying is that dating sims are smarter than people realize them to be. Anyways, Speaker is going to now dump a bunch of quarters and coins and tokens, whatever, into a claw machine, which is adorable. I appreciate the 5 tokens should be more than enough. Oh, sweetie, no it isn't.
Just 5? Speaker, it's completely fine. Claw machines are mostly rigged anyway. Plus, even if they weren't, I doubt you'd be able to give it in 5 tries, haha. Although after a certain amount of failed attempts, the employees do take pity on you and give you a hand. One time I spent nearly an hour trying to get a bunny, and it got so heated everyone in the arcade ended up crowding around me and cheering me on. And I still didn't manage to get the bunny. In the end, the employees felt so bad they gave me the bunny as well as another corgi plush. They're besties now and set together on my bed. But my point is, claw machines are not a worthy investment, and while I really appreciate the sentiment, got it, I don't think you should... Here you go, kitten. Oh, okay. So all of my commentary just went right out the window. Apparently, Speak is just the best. What? How did you...
And it only took me 3 tokens. Guess I could try and get another one with the rest. Shouldn't be too difficult now that I'm all warmed up.
She's actually doing it. She got it in 1 try, how? Oh, she's going again. She got another one? What is going on?
Hey, Yuki! I've got 2 more of the duck plushies. I'm not really sure what to do with them, though. I guess I could keep one. That way we'd have matching plushies. I suppose the 3rd one could go in the council room as a decoration.
How? How did you do that? Teach me your ways, master!
Well, they don't call me the queen of claw machines for nothing. Completely understandable based on what she just did with just 5 tokens. Do you like the plushie?
Huh? Oh, yes! It's so fluffy. What should I name him, Speaka?
Name?
Yeah, every plushie needs a name. Don't tell me. You don't name your plushies?
Well, I don't really have plushies to name. This duck's probably my first, actually.
No way! That just won't do. Listen up. My duck will be called, Albert.
Albert?
It just felt right, you know? That's how I name all my plushies. The names just come naturally to me.
Is that so? Then I'll name my duck Snow.
Is there any meaning behind it?
Well, it kinda resembles you, doesn't it? Aww. It's the multilingual puns, loving it. I named it after you, kitten.
Why?
So I'll never forget the moment a pink-haired cutie taught me that all plushies have to be named. This way, all my future plushies will have a name courtesy of you, kitten. Oh my god. Oh my god, laying it on thick.
I'm glad.
As for the 3rd, let's leave that honor to Natsu or Haruka.
We spent the rest of the afternoon strolling around the mall, sipping our drinks and enjoying each other's company. Time flew by, and before I knew it, the day was soon coming to an end. Thanks for today, Speaka. I had loads of fun. And thanks for winning me Albert, too.
Quack. Dude, did our plushie just talk to us?
Well, I I should get going.
Hey, Yuki? I had a lot of fun today, too. Just in case you don't choose me at the end of the week, I'd still like to continue hanging out with you like this. As friends, that is.
Oh.
Before you go, I have one last thing for you. Oh. Well, toodles.
Did she just kiss me? Okay, deep breaths, Yuki. Deep breaths.
Alright, I'm calm. Just in case I don't choose her, huh?
Now it's not the time to be thinking of stuff like this. I've still got 2 more dates left, and I'm gonna enjoy myself to the fullest before the major decision. Well, Albert, let's head home so you can meet your new friends.
Oh, okay. So we're going to get multiple dates with everybody. Or well, we only get 1 date with everybody. Okay. So I think that should be sufficient. If you want to learn more about Chinatsu and Haruka, then go get this game yourself. It is available. Get back to the main menu, please. This is, again, Yuki's palpitating, passionate, phenomenal, and quite frankly proficient quest for a, parentheses, hot girlfriend. It is by... I had this earlier. I guess I don't have it? Hold on. It is by milkkylemon. Or milkkylemon. Maybe it's milkkylemon with 2 Ks. Yeah, it's by milkkylemon. So go check that one out. It's good. I love it. I'm probably going to finish this game on my own time at some point, because it's super adorable. Let's see what else we can get going. What else do I want to show off? Let's get something with where we can date boys going. I know most of the things I got were for dating other girls, but I am a bi. I need to satisfy both of these. I guess I could go with, I was wanting to save this one, but I think maybe this one will help us last through the rest of the stream, possibly. If not, I don't know. I just had it. Where did it go? This one is called Love Hues. Oh, we got it. We got this one going. Excellent. Now this one. See, now this is how I know this is a much bigger game. It is by Oneirocritica Games, with music by Mood Music. This is a much bigger game. As you can see, there are 41 endings in this game. 41. So this is going to be a very hefty game, I think. A lot of things for us to see. A lot of options. So let's get started, shall we? Chapter 1. Or hear me? This dream again. I know it'll fade away as soon as I wake up. No matter— oh my god, we're doing this again, aren't we? Alright, it's display capture instead. Never mind. I know it'll fade away as soon as I wake up, no matter how much I try to hold on for it. There's a... Oh my god. Fixed for me. Thank you. There's a faint buzzing, a moth's shadow crowding out the burning sun. I thought window capture would be better for that, but I guess not. Whatever, it's fine. We got it fixed now. Someone trying to shout out my name, but the sound is always muffled, muted. I try to move forward, but my every step feels heavy and beleaguered. I want to reach the person who's calling out to me, but... Me. Find me. Find me. That is an interesting-looking moth. I slowly came to and stretched, and before I could even think to turn on the lights in my room, I heard a metallic rattling outside my window. I'd heard that familiar clattering for years, the gentle click as the mailbox was unlocked, the creak as its door was swung open, and the hollow clunking as the mail was tucked inside. The postal worker had dropped off their daily mail into our family mailbox, and with it, maybe I'd finally see my acceptance letter. I'd rushed into some presentable daytime clothes before I stumbled down the steps of my house, overwhelmed by the sunlight outside. My eyes hurt and stung as they adjusted to their new surroundings, and I impatiently felt around for our family mailbox. Finally, my pupils were small enough that I could comfortably see again. I quickly opened the mailbox and ripped out a single letter. F. In the chat. For a second, I couldn't breathe. Its envelope was a smooth cream white, and Falls' insignia was proudly printed on the front. My cry of excitement shriveled up in my throat when I realized that this wasn't necessarily my acceptance letter. I turned it over a few times, trying to focus on the velvety feel of the envelope, instead of its contents. I had wanted this since grade 10, to attend the most prestigious university in our province, to attend its amazing lectures, to walk through its facilities as one of its pupils. Was I really good enough to be accepted? I finally began to pick at the side of the envelope. My hands shook. This was it. It tore a little bit. I peeled it open cautiously and... Dear... What was the name at the top of the acceptance letter? Please type your name on your keyboard and press enter once you're done. Yeah, we got ourselves our own name. What should we call ourselves? Let's say... That sounds perfect. Dear First Name, we are delighted to tell you that you have been accepted to Falls West University. The academic year will begin on September 3rd, 20xdx. We're going to say, for the sake of argument, 2025, where hopefully things are better now. I punched the air in excitement and hopped on the spot, trying not to yell at the neighborhood down. Wah! No! No! Thank you. Okay. We're back. I pressed F on accident, and that's where we ended up here. I was in! This was really happening! Please send us a passport-style photo of yourself along with your pronouns. We will create your student ID within 1 week of receiving these items. Damn, if only I could have gotten to college, and, like, this was standard procedure. Fuck, I missed. I was born too early. Oh, right, I can't believe I'd forgotten about that, too. I can't believe I'm really going to Falls. Let's find that picture. I flipped through my phone's gallery eagerly. Here we go. This is us. Yup, that's me. Okay, let's indicate my pronouns. My pronouns are... she, her, hers. Perfect. I continue to skim the letter. You will be staying in the Sundial dormitories during your studies. Please find attached a list of textbooks that you'll need for your first year in your program. It has been based on your chosen courses. Right, I'll be studying... Oh... the arts, humanities, language, history, education, fine arts, music, sculpting, writing, drawing, sciences, maths, computing, biology, chemistry, physics, and open studies, whatever that means. So I wonder if these have a... Oh, you know what? Probably they do. I was going to say maybe this has an impact on who we can actually romance in this game. Because, like, There were 41 endings, so I can only assume that there's like, if nothing else, like a lot of options here, just based on like who we'll end up meeting in different classes, right? Damn, this might be the most ambitious dating sim we put on today. Possibly ever? I don't know. I haven't played as many as I'd like. But what do we feel like studying? You know what? Just to have something that I know I wouldn't normally do, let's get into the sciences. I nodded. Luckily, they'd gotten it right. The letter finished with another congratulations, but I didn't finish reading it as I ran inside. I decided I need to get my things packed and move into the dorms. My post-secondary career would kick off in 2 weeks. Post-secondary career? How old are we? God, this is gonna be weird, knowing that we're just being called first name. I gazed at the large campus ahead of me, and suddenly I felt a bit self-conscious. My first day at Falls University was officially underway. It was bustling with activities on campus already. Volunteers in neon blue shirts walked around, helping dozens of new students. The Welcome Back Fair was especially busy. People were browsing through the different booths to get free goodies and general information about the school. I guess I can always visit it once I got a lunch break. I had a vague recollection of where my English 131 class was, so I took a deep breath in and walked through the oak doors of the general building. We still gotta go to English classes though. Meh. See, kids, this is why you do your core education at community colleges, and then have those credits transfer over to when you want to specialize in a university. Because nobody wants to be spending university prices for, like, basic math classes. Like, absolutely not worth it. Don't do it. Do not make the same mistake I did of just committing to universities the whole time. Do your first year or two in a community college, and then move on to a university. Very fit students. A blonde student bolted towards me. Despite their lightning-fast sprint, they were barely out of breath. This person's lively for a Monday morning. Sorry, would you know where the language wing is? I've been running around for the last 30 minutes, but I'm totally lost. Show affection points! Damn, now, see, now this is what I was looking for. James, Toby, Devlin, and Nova. So these are our 4 for this route? For the sciences route? Interesting. See, I knew it. I knew we get different students based on which wing we take. Alright, I think I've passed this hallway 3 times already. Make up a random route or follow me. I guess we'll go follow me. Thank you so much. You do look like you know where you're going. I'm glad I talked to you. I'm new too, actually. I just moved into the dorms a week ago, so I had a chance to learn the campus grounds. No way! That's so cool! Hang on. They rummaged through their bag and pulled out a schedule while we began to walk. Are you in English 131? Introduction to Academic Writing? Yeah, actually. I wasn't really interested in Intro to Classical Stories. Totally understandable. Are you heading to that class right now? I nodded and they practically did a leap of joy. We're classmates! That's so cool! Wow, really? I guess we'll be able to keep each other updated on projects and stuff. Looks like it. Yeah. And then the conversation stopped. Eventually we glanced at anything but each other. Oh my god. I hate that moment, it's the worst. The student cleared their throat and fiddled with their schedule. Finally, I gathered enough courage to speak again. So, do you... We accidentally spoke over each other. They shrunk away again and began to look for a way out. Sorry, maybe I should... Suddenly, I realized that we did have something else to chat about. Wait, did I miss your name? They immediately relaxed at the refreshingly easy question. No, I totally forgot to introduce myself, haha. They spoke as they... blushed as they spoke, tucking a strand of their hair back. Sorry, I'm so scatterbrained sometimes. I'm Toby. In terms of pronouns, I use they or them. I'm also non-binary. For sure, it's nice to meet you. I'm so glad to have a classmate already. I'm first name. Right, yeah. Me too. So, do you mind if I sit with you during English? I mean, I don't see why not. Oh, thank you. They sighed so deeply in relief that they almost seemed 2 inches shorter. I was afraid to ask. Wait, why? Am I intimidating? Nah, not at all. I'm always worried about being too much and annoying people, you know? And here I am oversharing within the first few minutes of knowing you. Nah, you're cool, I got that. But don't worry, I'm very happy that I at least have one acquaintance already. Say, if you don't mind me asking, what program are you in? I'm in the Bachelor of Science program. That's a diverse field. I did love biology back in high school. Toby paused, checking their schedule against the door that we now stood at. We're here. Let's go in and find a spot. Class will start shortly. God. Even just seeing this lecture hall is giving me flashbacks, and not necessarily the best kinds. Ugh. We looked down the steps of the lecture hall together. Practically every row was crammed full of first-year students. Most people kept to themselves instead of their notebooks or laptops. Half the tense room flinched when a metal water bottle crashed and clattered onto the hard bottom floor. The seasoned prof up front hadn't even blinked, nor did he bat an eye as a poor first-year scrambled down to pick it up. A thrill of excitement made my heart flutter once I'd recovered from the shock. My first lecture in a lecture hall, at Falls! I bit my lip to hide the undoubtedly weird grin that threatened to take over my face. Toby gasped and gestured to the front. Oh, there's still some empty seats near the front. We're in luck. No, we have to hang in the back. Don't you get it? I never want to sit in the front in a classroom, ever. That was always the worst when, like, professors would be like, nah, everybody has to, like, fill up the front rows first, and, like, obviously that would always mean I would be, at some point, be in the front row. I just want to be in a corner where nobody can bother me. This is all thanks to your excellent navigation skills. I'll get you a coffee sometime as reimbursement. Nah, anytime. Let's go down there. After everyone had settled down, only a few free seats remained. One of these seats was beside me. The lecture hall became completely quiet as the professor's computer whirred to life right after I had grabbed my own supplies. If I hadn't turned to lift my laptop from my backpack, I wouldn't have seen the classroom door creak open one last time. A student with dark curls stuck his head around the corner, surveyed the situation, and strutted in with a confidence I could only dream of. He was still quiet enough that he somehow managed to avoid irking the professor. Just like us, he checked the room and resigned himself to the front row. Our eyes met. His gaze lit up as though he'd seen a long-lost friend, and I blinked back in surprise. By now, Toby looked at me, probably weirded out by the fact that it was taking me a minute to remove my laptop. The student finished his walk down the steps and enjoyed my side with an easygoing smile. Hey, you! Wow! Damn, you're cute. Well, looks like I'm right on. His gaze slid from me to Toby and his grin faded a bit. Time. Toby, it's been a while. You look well? Although his tone was warm, I just caught a barely audible flat undertone to it. I smiled nervously and turned my attention to the prof squaring my shoulders a bit to try and discourage further conversation. However, Toby leaned further forward to glare at him. This hostility was so unlike the Toby I knew so far that my discomfort multiplied tenfold. These are some weird sentences. I've been fine, yes, James. Why are you here? James? Lately, I've been at this school for just about 3 years, you know? It's not that weird for me to be on campus. By the way, you'll get wrinkles if you keep glaring. Cut it out. You can't be taking this class if you're a third-year student. Aren't you well past entry-level courses already? I am, but I didn't have to take English as a prerequisite up to now, so I just put it off. Didn't like essays. That's an unfortunate quality for a sciences-focused student. James just beamed back, unfazed. Irritably, Toby gestured at him and hissed. And? Dude, this class has like 20 sections. How did you pick the same one as me? Well, I sensed that there was someone in Section 101B who utterly disliked me, so I had to enroll in it. Oh, damn. Oh, the complications already. Shit. Toby opened their mouth to reply, thought better of it, and gave up when an angry shrug. They rummaged through their backpack to set up their own notebook and pencils, giving me a chance to speak to the cheeky student who joined us. Or I would have had a chance. The awkward silence didn't last long enough for me to disturb. The professor stepped up to his podium and began his lecture. Yeah, we can't have plot development during class. That's not allowed. The next hour and a half remained a little awkward, since Toby didn't interact with me due to the presence of the third-year student. My poor first lecture experience. I shook my head. I wouldn't let their bickering ruin my first day. After a few minutes, I'd be free. Suddenly, I heard a paper rustle on my right side. The third-year student slid me a note, keeping his eyes on the prof all the while. As soon as the prof looked down for a second, he gave me a warm, somewhat embarrassed smile that reduced my annoyance a bit. I checked that Toby wasn't watching. They were still focused on the professor, and pulled the note over. It crackled as I opened it. Hi, sorry for that argument earlier. Didn't mean to have you literally in the middle of it. I meant to greet you when I walked in. Toby and I just have a shared history, but we won't drag you into it. I'll try my best not to drag you into it. I glanced back to the professor. He was scribbling his contact info on the board, as well as links to the course syllabus. Damn, college really has changed since I went there, huh? I quickly scribbled a reply back. It's okay. Was your name James? I'm first name. He took no time in answering. Yup, it's a pleasure to meet you. As I said earlier, I'm a third-year student. Currently, I'm taking pre-med studies. He paused and tore off another small piece of paper. My GPA standing is a 3.8, if that works as a proof of my academic dedication. Write a joking reply or write a dry reply? This seems like a joking kind of atmosphere we're in. Let's send him a little joke. I flipped the paper over and wrote down my answer. Very impressive, but it holds no comparison to my flawless 4.0. That wasn't much of a joke, but whatever. I slid it back to James, gauging his response. He scanned the text and stifled a laugh, glancing back at it furtively at the professor. Okay, so he's still laughing at our terrible jokes, so that's how we know we're good. He winked back at me and gave me his final reply. Ah yes, that sweet first day 4.0 standing. Somehow I feel like you'll be able to hold on to it, though. As I read his final answer, I noticed that people were getting up and heading for their next classes. James stretched luxuriously, and Toby glared even harder at him. So, first name. Are you a first-year student? I don't think I've seen you around before. Granted, we have 10,000 plus students, but... Yes, I am, actually. I actually upgraded my grades when I left high school, so I couldn't have been a second-year... I could have been a second-year student, but life happens, I guess. Cool. You're 19, right? I nodded, and James beamed. Yes, I guessed correctly. Either way, welcome to Falls. It's such a nice school. You'll fit in within a few weeks. If you'd like a tour. Toby cleared their throat. Class is over, James. I heard pre-med's pretty intense. Don't you have another course to attend? I winced at how direct Toby's anger was this time. Even James seemed a little put off. He paused and scratched the back of his head, but quickly recovered his gusto. Actually, I have a lunch break at the moment. I have some time on my hands. He turned to face me again, thoroughly ignoring Toby. Do you also have a break right now, first name? We should hang out if you do. Oh my god. Actually, it might be nice to eat lunch with someone if you don't have any plans. I'd like to have lunch with you too, first name, if that's alright. Oh my god. Ah! This is too intense. Toby finally managed to squeeze their own thoughts into James' enthusiastic speech. They somehow softened into resignation. They swallowed and pulled in their lips. I knew by now that eating with both of them at the same time probably wasn't a good idea. Ah! Fuck! Well, at least they give me a runaway option. Quick, we have to save. We have to save just in case. Oh my god. Ah, man. You know what? I'm good. I'm gonna move. I'm going to leave. I'll go back to the welcome back fair. Both students visibly relaxed at this answer. Oh, sure. Yes, don't forget to join a club or something while you're there. Whew. Bullet dodged. Fuck. I need a drink. Ah, that water goes down smooth. Walking out to the welcome back fair was a literal and figurative breath of fresh air for me. The animosity between Toby and James was incredibly pronounced. God damn, that's some good water. You ever get the feeling of deja vu? Like you maybe have seen the same thing over and over again, but you feel like you've seen this before? Oh well, probably nothing. The animosity between Toby and James was incredibly pronounced. Even though James played it off by being easygoing, it was clear he wasn't too fond of Toby either. I shivered off the weird atmosphere and took a nice breath of fall air instead. Actually, here's a question. Should the school year start in the spring or fall? Because I know here in America we start in the fall, but in Japan it starts in the spring, and I'm actually kind of wondering what would be the better course of action. What would be the better thing? Is it better to have like summer break be the like big end to the school year, or is it better to have like school come back in as like a thing with nature? I don't know. Odds were I wouldn't see them that much anyway. Surely it'd be alright. Maybe they'd sit on opposite ends of the room next time. I indulged myself in musings over reasons for their mutual dislike as I wound my way through the dozens of booths that made up the fair area. As my attention slowly shifted from James and Toby to my new environment, I almost felt overwhelmed by how many extracurricular options falls featured. Now that I look a little closer, pretty much every degree and diploma had a representative club, and most major popular majors and minors did too. Even some specializations like immunology boasted a small student-led community. Other than these study-specific clubs, I also noticed an animal rehabilitation club, a gaming club, a volunteering club, an art therapy club, and even a museum organization club. Maybe I could join one? New students, come over here for your maps and general information. Severe-looking student. My eyes were immediately drawn to him. It was hard not to notice him, what with both the volume of his voice and the color of his hair. He had dyed it nearly purely white. I wandered over to him in spite of the hordes of students that quickly scurried away from the booth once they picked up some swag and maps. Something about his genuine, enthusiastic attempts to invite people over as they wandered away resonated with me. Plus, he looked vaguely familiar. Before I looked at him, I glanced around at the booth. Apparently, this was the Fall Students' Union table. Several other volunteers from the union were wandering around, handing out pamphlets and buttons. Finally, I met his gaze. I don't know if I would say that he looks severe. I guess namely just because, like, he's got a really striking, like, hair color, but that's about it. Anyways, what should the voice for this guy be? Hello, are you a new or prospective student? I'm a new student. He was less nervous than I'd expected him to be after having so many students hastily shuffle past him. He stood upright and there was a determined calmness in his every motion. Excellent. Welcome to Falls University. I'm Devlin and I serve as the Students' Union Volunteer Coordinator. Right, I remember seeing this guy on Falls' website. He's a third-year student too. I wonder how he manages both. If you're interested in getting more involved with student life and Falls campus life, which I strongly recommend, feel free to contact either me or the union. Okay, cool. Additionally, if you're ever lost or need information, feel free to talk to me or any employee or volunteer at the union. I should also mention where the Students' Union is. It's on the 5th floor of the Arts Building, along with the student counseling and other support services. Great, thank you. So, what kinds of opportunities are available right now? Good question. I'm always happy to see others become more involved at Falls. We don't have any specific opportunities right now, but we are looking for general volunteers who'd be helping us on a regular basis. Would you like to sign up? I opened my mouth to answer when I noticed Devlin flinch. I glanced over my shoulder, but I didn't really see anything that could have made him jump. Sorry. Please feel free to finish your registration with anyone else here. I just have to step out for a minute. He muttered something to another volunteer who nodded back to him. He flashed a quick smile to me before he left. Something about it worried me. Well, I mean, both of these are leaving, I suppose. You know what? If I'm this curious about it, I'm gonna walk after him. Wait, hang on! I hurried after him, not wanting to slowly follow him to wherever he was going. What is it? Was nobody else available to help you? His polite tone didn't hide his puzzled expression. Before I could feel embarrassed about approaching him, I realized he'd just hidden his anxiety. His hands were still shaking. Sorry, I just want to make sure you are okay. Oh, I see. Yeah, I'll be fine. I just needed some space is all. Mind if I do that? I nodded and made to leave as quickly as I could. Did I overstep my boundaries by checking on one of the key members of the Students' Union? As I walked away, I heard Devlin clear his throat. Thank you for your concern. With that, we each went our own ways. Well, I wonder what that did for us. Okay, we're at 5 with everybody except for Nova. We're still waiting on Nova, huh? What a day. I wonder what'll happen over the course of this semester. Devlin's route? We're on Devlin's route? I didn't know just doing that would get. Oh well, I guess that makes sense. I wonder if I would just leave, then I could get Nova. I want to see Nova at the very least. So let's go ahead and do that. I guess one of these would set me on either Toby or James's route, huh? Though we still have an affection point system, so you would think that, like, it should be dependent on how much affection points we have with everyone, right? Let's leave the fair. I shook my head and kept walking. Maybe it was best to let him do his thing. Oh, whoa! Well, we just immediately ran into Nova, I suppose. She stood a little distance away from the festivities, reading a map. I briefly gazed at her. She didn't notice me until her eyes slid over to my direction. Hi! Hi, have we met before? She looked at me with such disinterest that I immediately began to tiptoe backwards. No, I just felt incredibly compelled to say hi for some reason. Oh, okay. Well, I'm Nova. It's nice to meet you. It didn't feel as if she was particularly interested in continuing the conversation. I was about to bow out of the increasingly nerve-wracking situation when she blinked in surprise. Wait a second. I thought I recognized you from something. You're my neighbor, aren't you? I am? Yeah, in the Sundial dorms. My room's in the east corridor on the 2nd floor. My blank face must have informed her that I had no clue what she was referring to, as she gestured somewhat impatiently and continued. Your door's got the little blue bird on it, right? Yeah, I'm so sorry, I have no clue how I didn't see you. No worries, I'm often out and about. Oh, really? Yup. Uh-huh. I see. Me too, to be honest. Well, I guess I haven't been out and about that often, but I noticed gracefully that Nova wasn't frowning anymore. I've wandered around the campus a few times since I got set up in the dorms. It's gorgeous. It's not bad. Fall's history is more interesting than its current architecture, in my opinion. But you're right. I'm happy to be here, too. Its history? I peeked over to the map to see what she was holding. It was yellowing around the edges. Whenever Nova moved it, it crinkled. Say, what's your name? I don't think I caught it. First name? I'm glad I've officially met my neighbor. Another brief silence ensued. Cool. It's been nice meeting you, but I'm kind of busy. I will be for the next few hours. I'll probably see you at the dorms tonight if you're a night owl, though. Alright, see you later with any luck. Later. I looked up at the sky. It was already noon. Time flies when you're having fun. Well, now I'm curious. I'll stay for a little longer. Why not stick around for a bit longer and see what else is going on? Or maybe a hot drink was in order. Because hot drinks really get me going. Hold on, where's the... Gotta look up these lyrics now. Sorry, this is important. Incredible, honestly, that we live in a world where hot drinks is... Where, like, somehow... Wendy's made a song that just was too much fire to be relegated to the dustbin of history. And it was for a training video. Yes, anyways, it's too late for me to do the rest of the joke. I'll remember it next time I have to do a joke about hot drinks. I left the quad and headed for the arts building. The cafeteria was rumored to be beautiful. Might as well check it out. Pizza everywhere! You wake up in your bed, and you find that your sheets are cheese, your pillows are pepperoni, and the mattress, pure dough. You run out of your bedroom, hoping to find something, anything that isn't this marinara, cheese, mozzarella, and Italian meat. But all you find is pizza. What a world, huh? Before I realized it, it had become pretty dark outside. It would probably be wise to head home around now. I thought I saw a shadow walking through the trees, but it was nothing more than a cloud passing overhead. Distantly, I could hear the sounds of other students walking around the campus. First name! Oh, hi! I didn't know we would run into you so late. I leapt away from him in shock. Toby stumbled back just as hard and clutched onto a nearby tree for support. Sorry, I was so worried I'd scare you. It's okay. My attempt at nonchalance kind of fell flat. Toby caught their breath and smiled sheepishly. They gingerly let go of the tree and tried to wipe the tree sap off their hands. Wow. Is it... Just by touching a tree, you just immediately get sap? That must be one sappy tree. I just finished working out at the gym and thought I'd take a shortcut through the quad. Were you headed to the bus terminal? We could walk together if you'd like. Nah, I live here, so it's back to the dorms for me. Oh, lucky. I'd love to live in the dorms. It's a good way to get a full campus experience. No, Toby, you don't understand. Living in the dorms fucking sucks, alright? Your room is tiny. You have absolutely no space in any of it. Just get an apartment. I swear to God, it is a much better investment. That's the other thing. Dorms are expensive. I swear half my student loan debt was just paying off my stay in dorms for 2 years. Do not make the same mistake. Stay in an apartment. It is much cheaper. It does not... You can pay, and then you can pay back your student loans even quicker because you didn't pay like $1,000 for rent in a dorm you didn't know you had to fucking pay for that much for. Anyways. I'll walk with you part of the way then. Here we are. Guess I'd better catch my bus now. Good night then, first name. See you in class in a few days. Night, Toby. The rest of my time at Falls went smoothly. Nothing really remarkable happened, and I was happy enough. To this day, I wonder if there was more to be discovered. No route ending achieved. Well, I guess that's the lamest ending we could have gotten. Fantastic. Also, damn. Special Code 1. These are great resources created by third part. Oh, okay. Interesting. Wow, crediting literally just about everything for this game. Interesting. Okay. Made proudly with RenPy 7.3.6.606. Yeah, for sure. Oh, are these the only 4? Maybe that is the case. Anyways, it's not even. It didn't even count as an ending. That's how little this game even gives a shit about the nothing ending, where it's just like you have a lame ass first day and then you drop out. So now I guess the question is, do I start up another dating sim, or do I keep going with this? Because in all honesty, I think this one. So okay, I'm gonna rate the 3 that I've been playing so far. 2 Girls Make a Game is not really much of a dating sim. It seems like it is just a more standard visual novel. Yuki's 4P very much is like a visual novel, straight up. And I love the energy of it, and I think it's super duper adorable. But this, I think, has like potentially the most things to occur, because it feels like there's like an actual dating sim mechanic here. I have to get like affection points for these people, and again, with seeing just this stat up here of 0 out of 41 endings, leads me to believe that like this is by far has the most substance. So I could probably just keep on going with this. And also I love the like work that they're putting in for the characters as well. Like this is a lot, and yeah, I think I might continue on with this one. I don't know. I have been going for a couple of hours. I don't know though. I could. Oh yeah. Also, when I first started up this game, just to test it out, I saw this like warning. I saw a lot of warnings up front. What the? No, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that. Stop it. No, get it back to full screen. Thank you. But there was this thing that said, "Hey, this will deal with some heavy topics." Oh, help is literally just letting me know how to play it. And also, it's apparently gonna have like an Undertale save system kind of thing, where it's like it's going to remember persistent data. And apparently that's something you can do. You can erase the persistent data if you want to start fresh, which is already more forward-thinking than Undertale is, I think. I don't know. I might just transition the stream to just be about this game now. I think that might be what I want to do, because I still have some energy left to keep going. And I'm actually really into this, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have us go on a little break, and then we'll come back, and then we will actually legitimately start like playing this game, because we've gotten introduced to everybody, and I want to see what everybody is actually up to and doing. I guess that means I'm going to be updating the stream category to be about this game now, so it's not just a free-for-all grab bag. But yeah, I'll be back in a couple minutes. Do your stretches, get some snacks, and I guess we'll be back with more Love Hues. Alright, I will see you all in a bit then. Hi, so, welcome back, Freya. Sorry that, my games have been so sleep-inducing. But that's okay. Also, I completely forgot. So, I told myself when I started doing HRT that I'd be diligent and wouldn't forget a single day. Well, it is now 4 p.m. and I am in the middle of a stream, and I have yet to take in a single pill. So, I'm not going to do that to you because this is sublingual, and that basically requires me to, be completely silent for 20 minutes, because I can't move my mouth. I guess I could just swallow it, but I've been told not to do that. Yeah, but I don't want to end the stream early, especially when I just said, like, I'd be back and we'd do more of it. Yeah, some people say it only takes, like, 5 minutes, but, like, you know, sometimes it doesn't dissolve all the way. But also, that's still 5 minutes. I just came back from a break, is the thing. Like, I just remembered as I sat down, and I was like, oh yeah, I haven't taken a pill yet, have I? Okay. See, here's the thing. Here's how bad I am, is that normally I take it in the morning, but, like, I didn't actually get the pills back until... Because, like, I ran out, and I had to go get another prescription filled, and I thought to myself, like, alright, I'll take this as soon as I get a chance to, and then I completely spaced it. So, hooray for me. Anyways, I'll live with my mistakes. Let's just go for another hour. So that way, I could take it right after the stream, and then I will have enough time when, like, I eventually go to bed, that enough time will have passed and I can take a second dose, so it's not a bad idea. Do you get any side effects? Yeah, more testosterone than I wanted. But that's about it. It's fine. It's fine, I'm just a dummy. I'll go for a little bit longer on this game. I won't go as long as I was thinking, but I think it'll be fine if I take it right after the stream, and then I just take another one after that. So, there we go. I want to get back to this because I am really compelled by this mystery. I love it. Well, here's the thing. I don't know anything about the mystery. I was just told when I saw the product page that, like, it's a dating sim with a mystery. And I'm like, ooh, cool. Also something about both romantic and platonic routes, so I want to try that out. So I guess stay for a little longer is the wrong move. I guess we just need to head home. How are all our affection points? Devlin is at 0, Nova's at 0. Toby and James are at 5. So I guess that means... Let's just head home. I don't know what... Today was good enough, might as well head home. I felt like somebody should be here, but the road was eerily empty. I left. What a day. I wonder what will happen over the course of this semester. Although I didn't meet anyone on the first day, I was happy enough at Falls. Nothing remarkable really happened. To this day, I wonder whether I could have experienced a little bit more as a college student. What? Come on! Alright, fine. I guess I need to make more decisions earlier on. Okay. So, we can do this, meet up with Devlin, and try to get back on the Devlin route. Or we can take our chances with going to lunch with either of these two, upsetting the other almost certainly. I mean, I definitely don't want to upset anyone. But James is really cute. So is Toby, though. Devlin, I think I could take him or leave him, but I feel like he's got something going on, something mysterious. And I don't know anything about Nova, so... Screw it. I'll go with the Devlin route. I might as well. He seems to have some other shit going on. So, I guess we're gonna walk after him. Should we try saying something different, though? No, I was just heading in the same direction. Alright, then I will see you around. Have a good school year. I walked away. Nope, that was another failure state. Great. No, we have to make sure he's okay. Alright, so we'll skip back to where we were. According to my phone, it was 7 a.m. Alright, so we are now officially on the Devlin route. Fuck it, we'll do the Devlin route. Or at least as much as we can. I tore the covers off my bed and rushed to get ready. The first week of school had gone by incredibly fast as I got used to dorm life and my new routines, but I still hadn't been able to get used to night 8 a.m. classes. Between my new lack of sleep and all the excitement, not much information from the first week had stuck, except for my memory of the white-haired student. Was he feeling any better? Well, I guess I'd better get to class first. Most of the lecture hall had already filled up. James and Toby were in their usual spots, keeping well away from each other. I sat in between them as always, almost greeting James when I noticed he was dozing. Toby smiled at me. Well, good morning. Well, good morning to you. I almost didn't think you'd make it. Your hair's a mess. I got some extra hair clips in handy if you need them. What happened? Stay out too late? I gave them a playful nudge. Nah, I just overslept. But speaking of things happening, my mind has actually been on someone. Who's this mysterious individual? I can't quite remember his name. It was a guy at the new student orientation, though. I think it was Devlin? Oh, the Great Iceberg? Their attempt at humor fell flat. Sorry, let's try that again. James exhaled softly, but when I glanced over, he was still asleep, supposedly. Judging by his new quieter breathing, he was definitely listening. Is this Devlin guy a tall guy with blue eyes and dyed hair? Yes? I figured. Personally, I wouldn't recommend you getting involved with him. My iceberg remark was serious. He's not easy to get along with. James had fallen entirely silent. Yes, I want to overwrite this file, because this has more shit going on in it. Do we want to hear all the gossip, or do we want to just be like, nah, you know what? Nah, you know what? I'm gonna say, fuck it. If he wants to talk to me about his shit, then he'll talk to me about it. I'll decide that for myself. You know, you're right. It's none of my business. Sorry for overstepping my bounds. But, speaking of boundaries, I'm not really comfortable talking about him right now. So if we could focus on something else, that'd be great. No problem. So, we chatted about this and that until class started. First name, hang on, wait! Hey, didn't get a chance to talk to you during the lecture. He checked his watch. I caught a bit of the conversation you were having with Toby. You were discussing Devlin, right? He's a really sweet guy. Don't let Toby's bias influence you. They're just... He shook his head. Take my word over theirs. Devlin tends to be misunderstood because he keeps people at arm's length, but I've known him for years. Oh, years? Yup, he's my closest friend. Were you interested in meeting him or something? I guess so. Alright, do you have some time right now? He'll probably be at the Students' Union at this time of day. Just ask for him there. That sounds kind of normal. You're not wrong, but it's difficult to meet him otherwise. He keeps extremely busy. When he's not there, he's in class. I have to run, though. Good luck with Dev. Before I could answer, he was gone. This felt like an even worse idea than I'd anticipated. After I'd scaled the many floors of the arts building and gotten lost in the fine arts and business wings, I walked up to the front desk. The office had a majestic feeling to it. I didn't know too much about the Students' Union other than what I'd seen during the Welcome Back Fair. Apparently, they ran events for students, created and posted volunteer opportunities, connected with alumni, and provided general student-oriented information around campus. Beyond that, they were just a nebulous presence in my day-to-day life that I'd been encouraged to get involved with, but that I'd ignored. Up till now. The front desk assistant smiled politely at me, and, waiting for me to stop zoning out, I awkwardly hurried in and noticed her name on a little plaque on the desk. Hi, Oh, we don't even get art for her? Come on! Hi, how are you doing today? Of course I'd skip right past the greetings. I wanted to sink into the floor. Since the floor remained firm despite my fervent wishing, I tried to put on a brave smile. I'm good, how are you? My cheeks hurt from my forced smile. I must have hurt a muscle. Ugh, yes. Maybe it's just me, but has anyone else ever been in a situation where, you're forced to smile for a picture? And in particular, they're like, come on, show us your teeth. And it's like, ugh, that's the worst. I hate showing my teeth in photos. It's like, who cares? If I have a closed mouth smile, that's fine. I'm still smiling. You don't have to see my chompers. I'm excellent. How can we help? Actually, I was wondering if Devlin was in? Still smiling. Keep at it, me. Should be. I'll give him a call, okay? Feel free to take a seat. So I sat down, relaxed my face, and waited. Ellie chatted with someone on the other side of the line in hushed tones. Half a minute later, Ellie cleared her throat. Okay, he'll be out in 5 minutes. Thanks again. I offered one last skewed smile and continued to wait. Much to my surprise, after a perfect 5 minutes, Devlin walked out of the left-hand corridor with a stride that a confident CEO might have envied. The receptionist gestured to me, and I practically jumped to attention. Devlin looked at you? Interesting. I thought this was supposed to be first-person narrative, but okay. Devlin looked at you with a polite blankness for a moment before recognition flickered across his bright eyes. Oh. I met you at orientation, right? He now offered a perfect business-style smile. With every elegant, crisp gesture, I felt further removed from him. Even his memory impressed me. He must have seen hundreds of people that day, and yet, how could I befriend somebody who seemed so classy and perfect? No wonder he worked for the Students' Union. He fit the image perfectly. Now that I thought about it, other than James's encouragement, I didn't even have a pretext to be here. The very tips of my ears began to burn to reflect my rising sense of alarm. I finally gave Devlin a weak nod. He hummed in thought. It's a pleasure to meet you again. Did you want to join the Students' Union volunteer group? I paused. It wasn't my original intent, but if James was right, this could be my best shot at getting to know him. And hey, extra credit never hurt anyone. Yeah, sure. And actually, I wanted to check on you. I blurted out the last part and promptly felt embarrassed. Devlin looked pretty taken aback. I began to shrink away. I'm fine, thanks. It wasn't really anything major. His face set itself back into the business mode. As for the volunteer application, I'd love to get you set up straight away, but I was just heading down for coffee. I'll be back in 5 if that's alright. Oh, it's okay. Go grab it. I felt worse at my halting phrasing. Thank you, I'll be back soon. I was too nervous to do anything but fold my fingers through each other and wait. Devlin returned after 3 minutes and led me to a Students' Union lounge, equipped with couches, computers, and numerous bookshelves. Several other students were already here working on laptops or going through paperwork. He took me aside and greeted them before he neatly settled down into a chair. Oh, did I press the wrong thing? Yeah, no, I accidentally clicked quit. Whoops. Even his motions were filled with grace. His cool blue eyes rested on me. So, as you may remember from new student orientation, I work as the volunteer coordinator here. It's a pleasure to meet you. First name. Nice to meet you. Despite the fact that I continued to feel nervous and awkward, Devlin didn't seem impatient with me at all. Toby's iceberg remark made no sense. He seemed kind, albeit slightly impersonal, as James had said. As the SU's volunteer coordinator, I listened to the SU's event and staff to figure out who they need and how many people they need. Allison, is the leader of the event staff, and formerly known as our event coordinator. A red-haired woman who'd been filing through paperwork on a nearby couch perked up and looked at him. She then glanced over to me and gave me a friendly wave. Once I have a general idea of how many volunteers we need, I reach out to the students by email. Follows forums, social media, and posts on the Students' Union website and act as a point of reference for them during events. I don't like how professional he is. This is meh. It's also my responsibility to recruit and motivate permanent volunteers, but that's been less successful than I'd like to admit. That's where you'd ideally come in. Oh, okay. The stream of information was so overwhelming that I tried to smile and nod my way through it. He totally caught me off guard. Fortunately, I don't think he noticed. Either way, he kindly continued. The short version of what I do is that whenever an event is going on, I'm there to support you and other volunteers. I basically look after all things people-related. Okay, that makes sense. His professionalism knew no bounds. It was slightly intimidating. Great. Now, since we're looking for more permanent volunteers and you're interested in becoming one, I wanted to personally encourage you to fill out an application. There are several big events coming up, so having a consistent team would really help make things run more smoothly. Do you have enough free time to spend a few hours a week with us? He sipped his coffee and giving me a moment to speak. I should do. I'd make it work. Somehow. Excellent. Here, give me a minute and I'll grab you the union application form. How are we doing on affection points? Okay, we've gotten up to 10 with him. Interesting. I guess... I didn't feel like we really did a whole lot to earn another 5 points, but here we are. I'm not in charge of these papers. Just hand them to Ellie, our receptionist. But if everything is okay, you should become part of this team shortly. Since we're short-staffed and you sound dependable, I think you could even hear back from us tonight. Wait, is he trying to say they're so desperate that they'll take anyone remotely reliable at this point? Best of luck, I hope you'll get in, first name. He smiled brightly and offered his hand. I took it, trying to hide just how much I shook. My skin was clammy too. Ugh. Okay, this is kind of cute. Just this sort of like squiggly smile of like, so nervous. Gingerly, I closed it around Devlin's cool, dry hand. I thought something akin to disdain briefly twitched the corners of his mouth, but he didn't quite show it. I nodded furiously and made to hurry off with my papers. And first name? Yes? Was he going to mention my clammy handshake? If you're accepted, you're welcome to spend time in this lounge whenever. With another quick nod, I left. My phone vibrated. The main screen flashed with an email notification. Ooh, this soundtrack is sounding a little bit like Twilight Mirage now. Sure enough, the sender was the Students' Union. Oh, never mind, it went back to just whatever. But like the beat feels very, There are definitely some Twilight Mirage elements in here. It's kind of cool. Dear First Name, we received your application and are delighted to hereby welcome you as a permanent volunteer. Come visit us in the administration building in 5119 if you have any questions, or contact our volunteer coordinator, Devlin Feliciano, for information on upcoming volunteering opportunities. Oh, he's Italian! That's why Toby doesn't like him. They're Italophobic. Our contact information is available as an attachment. Congratulations and have a great evening. Sincerely, Ellie Fairweather, Students' Union. Devlin was right. They must be really, really short-staffed. I've been so shaky after meeting him that I doubted my application made any sense. I was sure my writing looked spidery with all the quivering I'd been doing. Or maybe I shouldn't undersell myself. Devlin had genuinely seemed to like me, and maybe my paperwork had been good. This is great. SU, here I come. SU in this context, meaning Steven Universe. Love that show. I favorited the email, feeling more cheerful, and shut down my phone. Maybe I could visit the lounge tomorrow and share the good news with Devlin. This was great. At long last, I'd have a chance to... Okay, so they literally just spell out what the romantic and platonic path is. Okay. You know what? Let's go platonic. Devlin seemed nice enough. It'd be great to have him as a friend. Giddy with the news, I decided to treat myself to some cheap ice cream from the convenience store before I turned in for the night. Chapter 3. I didn't think it would be that, cut and dry, honestly. Alright, I know where this music comes from. Oh yeah, they did say that they had licensed some other music from other sources for this game. Like some of it was by Kevin MacLeod, who I've heard that name used for like composers from somewhere. It's from a royalty-free website. Yeah, that's what I figured. Incompetech. Oh yeah. I was about to just start saying Audio Jungle. God, I remember when I had to go surfing through Audio Jungle for royalty-free stuff, like way back in college. That was something. And like sometimes I would hear like legitimately cool tracks, and I'd be like, oh, I just want to download this. I just want to listen to this the whole time. And then every like 15 seconds it'd be interrupted with like Audio Jungle. And I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, I get it. People need to get paid, but it's just a very funny audio watermark. After my class was done, I hurried off to the Students' Union lounge. Oh, hello again. Your first name. I got the email. Right. Welcome. Go right ahead to this lounge, unless you needed to see someone else. No, it's okay. Thanks. I walked back down the hallway and suddenly hesitated. After I stood nervously for a few seconds, someone suddenly cleared the road beside me. Eep! I whirled around in shock and stared right at a calm, professional Devlin. Forgive me for startling you, and good morning. You got accepted into the union? So... This is the one thing that's bugging me. If this is a dating sim that requires me to accumulate affection points for people, why is it I'm locked into this one character's route then? Especially considering I have no idea how I'm supposed to unlock Nova, because either way, after talking with Nova, I don't think there's any way to get onto the Nova route. I guess it's still too early to tell. Maybe the other characters will still get involved, and then I could still, like, course correct to do something else. But then again, it also gave me a binary choice of, like, do you want to be on the romancing Devlin path, or the platonic Devlin path? And it's like, I don't know how to feel about, like, how blatantly strict that is. Like, I guess it's nice that they, like, signposted that there's a platonic route, there's a platonic option, and that's great. I don't know. I feel like there should be, like, a way to, like, be able to shift gears, especially if we have the affection point system up here. I don't know. I guess I'll just keep on going and we'll see how it happens. Too early to tell. Forgive me for startling you, and good morning. You got accepted into the union? Yeah. I was really surprised to get the email last night. I'm excited to see how things will go. That's wonderful news. Congratulations. Now I can officially welcome you to our team. He waited for me to open the door, but I was rooted to my spot. I sheepishly smiled at him. Go ahead. You've every right to spend the time in the lounge. If you're looking for volunteering opportunities, they're all on a board on the back wall. Thanks, Devlin. The word dev almost came out instead, and I pre-cringed at myself. I had no clue how James had ever managed to get that casual with him. Even calling him Devlin felt a little too close, weirdly enough. Did he call him Dev? I guess so. Wait, I just noticed. Oh, this is like the most complex I've never seen a multi-story hamster hamster... What would we call this? A hamster tank? Why am I blanking on the word? But seriously, this is so big. There's like stairs, which seems to be another up into a ball. Hamster wheel down here. Food down here. A little den. You have to hike up the stairs to get some water, though. This is the most complex setup I've ever seen for like a hamster home. This is great. Who's the hamster? I gotta meet the hamster now. Please let me see the hamster. Or guinea pig, or whatever the hell you're keeping in there. I stepped inside, leaving the door open for him. He followed and was greeted by a couple of people who jumped to attention, including James. I stared at the pre-med student in puzzlement, who smiled serenely and continued working on the stack of papers he had in front of him. James aside, several faces looked a little familiar by now, including Allie's. She was tapping away furiously on her laptop. Devlin offered another polite smile and sat down to work at a table close to her, taking out his laptop and some paperwork. Hey Devlin, you working on something urgent there? No, I have time if you need me for anything. I was just checking the volunteer roster. Great! I think someone tried to call you earlier, by the way. Thanks for letting me know. I'll check it in a while. Let's see that roster. She walked over to him and peered over his shoulder. There's still fewer people than I like, but I guess it'll do until January at least. We really need more volunteers. I know, it's become a commonly raised issue. I've already begun a recruitment campaign. Plus, we can't be greedy. First Name joined us, and I can already tell she'll be a bona fide volunteer. Hear that, Allie? I'm bona fide. Oh, my bad. Where are my manners? I didn't even introduce myself yesterday. May I say, we're so glad to have you here, and definitely not just to beat a quota. The pleasure's all mine, really. She was so energetic and happy that I was almost as intimidated as I was around Devlin. The two were practically polar opposites personality-wise, but intimidation-wise, they were somehow in the same spot. Not at all. We're truly in need of volunteers like you. I hope you'll enjoy your time here. Let me know if you ever need anything, alright? Sure, thank you. She got up and walked over to me. Devlin did say my name yesterday, but again, I'm Allie. No need to bother with Allison. Do you live on campus? If you don't mind my nosiness, I do. I'm staying at the Sundial dorms. Really? I do too. I'm on the second floor. I don't think I've seen you though. That's so cool. I was going to say, living on campus is a great way to get and stay involved with events. It's not surprising that you haven't seen me in the dorms though. Us third years actually tend to live in other dorms on Falls grounds, but when they run out of space, we get moved to the top floors of Sundial. I see. So she's a third year student like Devlin. Anyway, I'd better get back to peering over that roster. Again, I'm glad you've joined us. I sat down on a nearby couch as Allie and Devlin continued to talk, taking in my environment. For example, that awesome hamster home. Like, just look at it. There's 3 stories to it, and you can easily put them in a little hamster ball. Like, they can run up to it. It's incredible. Look at this, Allie. Another angry email from staff about a lack of volunteers, huh? Damn, they really have nothing else going on in the students' union, do they? It's literally just our one and only job for the moment is we need more volunteers. She groaned and began to pace around Devlin's table as he calmly continued to type. What are they expected to do? Lasso students in? At this rate, we'll have to start canceling events, and then the Falls execs won't fund us enough for next year, and then Remy will be mad, and then we'll have even fewer events. Without missing a beat, Devlin dryly said, "The students' yearly SU survey indicated that they'd be more likely to volunteer if they got free pizza at every volunteer meeting." Allie paused, looked back at him, and smiled a little. "Of course, show me a budget that can handle several pizzas 3 times a week, and I'll arrange a pizza party for the office right now." Perhaps it's for the best that pizza's off the books for now. Pity, I could have gone for some 12 p.m. partying. So, any other ideas for boosting volunteer engagement? Try replacing food with vegetable trays for future events, maybe? We'd be able to save some money and provide pizza for volunteers during meetings. Between pizza and veggies, students usually don't want vegetables. Both our events and our volunteer roster will be empty at that rate. She shook her head. Well, not empty, that's unfair of me. Veggies are great for students who are vegan, vegetarian, or have dietary restrictions, so we'd see a fair number of people, but it might not be enough. He tapped his pen against his lower lip before he traced a circle in front of his screen. Engagement aside, do you think we could get these 3 to volunteer on the garden maintenance? No way, one of them's allergic to pollen, bud. Right, my bad. Thanks for reminding me. She tapped his shoulder very lightly. No problem, teamwork, right? If it wasn't for you, we'd have no volunteers to begin with. I'll let you get back to it. With a brief nod, he continued to tap away at his computer, leaving the others in the rooms, chattering among themselves. Yes! Yes! This is all I wanted! This is all I ever wanted! I tiptoed over to the hamster cage on a couch towards the back of the Union. Hey, are you checking up on Gus? Sorry, is it okay for me to look at him like this? Absolutely! He's a pretty happy little hamster. I'm pet-sitting him for a friend. There he is! There he is! I wanted to make sure he'd be comfy during his one-day stay at the Union, so I got him a deluxe travel cage! Wait, that's supposed to be a travel cage? That's huge! She lets him sit around in safe areas in her house normally. Hopefully he doesn't mind the new accommodations. I'm sure he appreciates them. The dome looks so cool. Can he get out from there, though? Oh yeah, he just looks bigger in there. There he goes. That's his 3rd time on the wheel today. We watched him for a few minutes together. Looks like he's all tuckered out. I guess I'd better get back to work myself. Yes! Mission accomplished. Even if we never actually finished this game, at least we saw Gus. I settled back down and decided to study for a while. After a few minutes, Devlin got up and stretched. Okay, everyone, I'll be in that meeting. Hopefully they'll... He paused here to wince. Approve the concert. It'll be a good event for boosting the Union's reputation. James glanced up. Are you going to perform if they do? Devlin cleared his throat and smiled sheepishly. I'd like to, but I'll give other students top priority. The other student nodded and prodded. Any specific time slot you had your eye on? I'll make sure to be there. Thanks. If nobody else wants to take the intermission time slot, I'll take that. I'll keep you posted. Are you really thinking of coming, though? Usually you skip fine art stuff. Of course. Anything for a chance to hear that mysterious score you've been working on. Wait, what do you mean? James smirked. You can't hide anything from me, Dev. Granted, I don't know the details, but I've seen you scribbling away on a piece of music lately. Sorry, if you're performing, doesn't that mean you're in fine arts? Correct. My major's music. My minor is sociology. Right, that reminds me, first name. If you ever need to contact me for any event information, here's my work phone number. He scribbled it down on a note and handed it over to me. I'll be back briefly in 30 minutes or so. With that, he stepped out. I don't know about you, I don't consider 30 minutes to be all that brief. James and I chatted for a few more minutes before he left with Allie to get lunch. Shortly after, I decided to head out as well. As I left, I saw Devlin walk out of the meeting room from deeper within the office. He accidentally bumped into someone as he did, muttered an apology, and headed for the exit. Hey! Not now, I'm in a hurry. Before he strode off, I noticed he looked incredibly pale. His voice shook as he mushed his hands. He'd already disappeared down a hallway by the time I realized he might need help. That was weird. Hopefully he's okay? I couldn't help but feel a little peeved regardless. Valued volunteer 1 minute, an obstacle the next. Is this what Toby had been referring to? Devlin's sudden curt behavior bothered me even as I went through my last classes that day. Had I done something wrong? Maybe he just wasn't feeling well. I sighed and flopped back on my bed. Now what? I glanced over at my phone. You know what? We're trying to be friends. Let's text him. Hey, Devlin, this is first name. I actually didn't expect him to reply in less than 10 minutes, but my phone buzzed again. Hello. Sorry for being so abrupt with you earlier. That was uncalled for. Perfect punctuation and spelling. Somehow this didn't surprise me. And he actually remembered me, too. It's okay. Say... Let's ask to hang out. Maybe we can hang out tomorrow. Sorry, I would prefer not to. I will be busy. I wasn't really sure how to respond, so I decided against replying. Woof. Woofa doofa. After my weird encounter with Devlin, I'd taken about a week to think about my future plans with the Union. I didn't intend to just duck out, but the incident had been a little demoralizing at best. Now I wasn't sure how to approach him again. The fact that his and the other key Union members' faces were on every poster everywhere wasn't helping either. I hadn't gotten much of a break from my worrying. Well, I'm up early anyways. Might as well go get some fresh air. I ambled a little aimlessly across the quad. Class wouldn't start until 3. Why did I decide to get up this early? Well, you could have just played video games or whatever. That's what I usually did. First name, hey, hold up. Allie had skidded to a halt, but skittled? Did I just say skittled? Allie suddenly sprouted a bunch of fruity flavored candy and just skated right towards me and said, skate the rainbow, taste the rainbow. I just barely managed to swallow a yelp. What's up? She remembers me? Oh, not much. I haven't seen you around, so I wanted to make sure you were okay. Much to my discomfort, I noticed that the few people who were out this morning were staring at us. I began to feel a little antsy. I mean, understandable. I mean, if somebody were to just start surfing on a bunch of Skittles, then I'd stare too. I'm alright, thanks. How's the Union? Same old, which means that we have no volunteers. You up to anything right now? If you have time, we're looking at doing some student recruitment here right away. We've even got a booth set up with hot chocolate. No pizza yet, I'm afraid. Her voice was one step away from pleading, despite her sunny disposition. I sighed. Alright, I'll help. Really? Thank you. You can still bow out, you know, no hard feelings. Don't worry about it. I did sign up to help after all. The last phrase almost came out as another sigh as I remembered Devlin. You're a star. Let's get to it. Come on, let's go. She enthusiastically gestured to emphasize the words, smiling all the while. We stopped behind a small SU booth overlooking the quad. I shivered against a leafy gust of wind and zipped up my coat, accepting a cup of cocoa gratefully. I need to get my cocoa in before it gets too warm outside. I need to drink more cocoa. Cause then it'll be like warm, and then it's like, well, now we gotta transition to lemonade. Ooh, or hot apple cider. That's also good. I guess that's more for autumn. Ugh, I hate the warmer months. Here's the plan. Most people dodge our booth, and the ones that stop by don't stay for long. Well, we'll want to recruit as many people as we can, ideally 3, and in order to do that, we'll have to grab their attention somehow. Got that? Sure? Be creative. Find fun ways to answer their questions. I'll stay with you to try and pull in as many people as we can. Let's do this! At first, I figured we'd stuck in the autumn breeze without any visitors. I gathered enough courage to ask her about Devlin when someone ambled up. Hello. Hi. Allie immediately beamed.
Hello, are you a new student?
Nah, I've been here a few years. It's nice to see you, Allie. Although something about their casual use of her nickname irked me, Allie just smiled.
Likewise.
Who are you? I haven't seen you at the recruitment booth before. No, rather, why did you join the Union? Why did you join the Union? Ouch, well... So here's the really weird thing, is like, this is probably like the nice professional answer. But this is the one that I think would like resonate the most. I don't know. We need to get at least 3 volunteers, huh? Also, don't worry about butchering it. I'm fine with skittled. Skittled. I'll just say that, I don't know, this sounds like it's a way too corporate aligned, though. So I think being a little bit less, like, enthusiastic about it actually might be the better reply, better response. I guess this is what we have save files for. The words felt a little fake, but when Allie did spot me in the quad, I kind of felt like I was part of something. Plus, this wasn't too bad so far. It could be fun. Huh, really? The student pondered this and smiled. Maybe I'll look into it. Anyways, I've gotta go. Later. Great job, first name. I think we got that one. Really? We kept an eye out for the next student. About 10 minutes passed.
Hello.
She hurried up to our booth. Allie grinned. Hey, are you a new student?
No, yes, I just arrived last week, so I have a late start. Haha.
She looked at me and Allie and nodded. What are you studying?
A Bachelor of Arts. I'd like to go into psychology.
Do you enjoy it here?
I know that's a weird question, but I moved from a big city to study here, so it's all super new.
Oh, also I'm sort of lost and I have a class right away. Sorry, can you tell me where to go? Where are you trying to... Thank you, I'm looking for the Fine Arts building. Obviously we're going to give the directions. It's right behind you, actually, or its entrance is. Look for the flowery building. Who are you representing again? We're the Students' Union, actually.
Oh right, I remember seeing you on the posters. I'll come visit sometime.
She hurried away. A little while later, yet another student wandered up.
Hello, you're the Students' Union, correct?
Yeah, that's us. Were you interested in joining our volunteer team?
I'd love to, it sounds like fun. I couldn't figure this out from the website. Will hours at the Union be credited towards my official student volunteer hours?
Well, here's the thing. We don't actually know, do we? I don't know. I should be a little disappointed and she left. Okay, well, it became very quiet for a half an hour. Allie shivered and sneezed. You alright?
Yeah, I'm just chilly. I think I'll let you go after the next student. We've had a good run, but it's been about an hour and it's chillier than I'd hoped.
Sure, this has been kind of fun.
Good. I felt a little bad pulling you away like that, but I figured you might need a break. You looked a little down.
Thanks. Finally, someone ambled up to us. I practically jumped upright.
Hey!
Hiya. I saw the call for the permanent volunteers on the Union page. Can I join? I'm kind of bored and I'd like some job experience.
We don't offer formal job experience, but you are welcome to join.
Great, thank you. I'll try to drop by when I can. You want an application or anything?
There's a simple application at the Union, but that's it.
I'll get it done. Cheers. And they left.
Great work today.
Oh, they just gave that one to me for free.
Looks like we might have gotten 3 new volunteers today. That's superb.
Allie! Oof, I figured you were still out here. First name, hello. Were you volunteering with her? I nodded, not sure whether I was happy or irritated at seeing him. His expression softened. I'm sorry, I didn't scare you away from the Union, right? No, but you stomping out was a little unexpected was all. We were getting along fine before, and then you suddenly got so curt. Allie's eyes flickered Devlin, but she began to busy herself with tidying free promo items for the stall. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. As I was said, I wasn't feeling well, but that was no excuse. My actions weren't okay. I won't repeat them again in the future. Alright. You're still welcome anytime. If you want to drop by. But either way, thank you for helping today. It was kind of you to assist, Allie. People aren't as eager to join the union when it's just us telling them to do so. I guess that makes sense. I pulled on my backpack and smiled at him. I did join with the intent of being a good volunteer, so I'll stick to that. I'll consider it water under the bridge. Thank you. I'll honor that trust. Let's take this booth down. After we finished clearing up, it was already noon. I went to the cafeteria for coffee, went to class, and headed back home, content and tired. Alright, so I think that's a pretty good stopping point for now. Yeah. So I think this one is pretty cute so far. I know, I agree. I liked all three of them, honestly. It's, you know, but this one definitely has the most going on, I think. I'll consider. Once again, I'll at the very least, like, remind people which one this is. Just so if people are feeling like they want to check this one out. This is, again, Love Hues by, by Oneirocritica Games. It is also available on itch.io, but should also probably might be available through Steam. Go ahead and check this out. I'm having a lot of fun with this, as I had a lot of fun with Yuki 4P and with Two Girls Make a Game. And I hope that this has helped illuminate something very important, which is, hey, turns out that that dating sims can sometimes be really good, and they're not just weird jokes to make at April Fool's time. So, let's go see who we can raid. Let's see. Oh, you know what? Oh, whoops, it seems like, maybe... Damn, it doesn't seem like anybody I know is, streaming right now. No, well, that's fine. I'll just leave you all to see who you want to see, I guess. But yeah, I will be back to streaming, Devil May Cry or DMC Devil May Cry on Tuesday. I will be back with more Sly Cooper on Friday. And who knows what I'm going to be doing next Saturday. Something, I'm sure. But until then, be good to yourself, be good to others, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye-bye!